Should be back. Who knows? Shows it to be red now.
There we go.
Maybe it'll make it back. One day.
No, you're on now.
Yeah, we are. We just gotta wait for the flock to come back. I guess we could do calls now. Maybe the Sprint Car World Championship just ain't gonna work. Yeah, we are back, but we lost everybody. Not going to Indiana for Sprint Week. No, I thought that's what... No, that was Midget Week. But no, we're not. Hold on, let's see. Bring it up to the YouTube chat. Freaking wireless internet. Do you not want one?
Yeah.
Freaking wireless internet, guys. Never trust it. Oh, my. We are back. I don't know how it went away. I really don't. It's like a freaking woman, man. It just leaves out of nowhere. That's funny. Yeah, Chase Rodman's video right there. I was so mad. We're almost about to do call-in, so maybe it was the right time to have a issue on the feed there, because we are getting ready to go back to comments. So I don't know if Broke Joe's calling in, but I will say we did get a email sent to us from Broke Joe. This did happen. We have 2 videos to play from Broke Joe. Broke Joe is, you see this, the guns are ready.
Yep.
But before we get into the Broke Joe situation, let's go ahead and keep rolling with it. The internet connection was restored. If it happens again, that will be unfortunate. But sometimes that's how it goes. Anyways, wait for some people to get back in here. What?
Spike.
What has he said already?
And Connie hit you as a frying pan.
Well, I mean, that's possible. That's possible. You should hear her talk when no one's around. It's scary. I'm worried about my safety for sure. She's the type I could see you waking up in the middle of the night. She's standing over you with the knife. Straight down. She wants to see your eyes open, you know. Like kind of whistles before it comes down.
But he's Thai, so it's kind of hard.
But he's Thai. Yeah, she just wants... all she's concerned about is saying that people want to see Sean, although I don't see one comment so far that says that. She thinks you're going to cheat on her every day of the week. Well, why is that? Can you tell me, Sean? Why does anytime a girl comes up, I mean...
I don't know.
Why does she say that?
Like just said, if the Chaz moves in, the marriage is void.
That's not... Why are you laughing? It doesn't sound fun, guys. Why do y'all laugh at your marriage going under? I don't get it.
Jay says I make the show.
You make the show happen?
I guess.
You're just like the whistling voice in the background that gets it done. That guy makes the show. That guy. Wow. Okay, so we might as well talk about this Sprint Car World Championship deal. People are wanting to know.
Yeah.
So we obviously... Oh, God, Spike's back. I got to change it. So obviously we have this... We just gave you the update on these drivers who are going to be at Houston and who are not. The ones who are not going to be there, screw them. Those are the ones that don't take sprint car racing seriously. They don't want to make no money. They'll go to freaking Knoxville and almost die for $3,200. For 4th, Sean. For 4th.
Yeah.
So those guys, you're out. Chris Wyndham's going to hopefully pad the stat column to continue to keep Nos on the car. You know, that's why he's going to IRA. What's happening there? But regardless... We look at the World Outlaw point standings, and points is what we're about to start talking about because this is about the World Sprint Car Championship, the USCC. That's what I'm calling it, the USCC, like WWEE. Or no, it's like. So obviously, Donnie Schatz is second in points now with the World of Outlaws. How did that happen, Sean? What happened? How did this occur? Why did Carson Macedo suck so bad at Knoxville? What happened? It was bad. I mean, we should be burning this shirt behind us.
I was surprised.
It was not good.
I don't know what happened there. I bet he don't know what happened either.
Fourth is Gio Selzy, Kofoid, all this. And then, of course, what is the undisputed sprint car champion of the world? Well, those who don't remember, last year, and you know this, there was a guy way more dominant than David Gravel could ever think in the late model world. A guy named Ricky Thornton Jr. Set the record for most wins in a season, destroyed him, and then Lucas Oil to make championships matter, because late models have had the split series that everybody loves and thinks is cool, but championships don't matter in a split series scenario. You know, World of Outlaws had a stronghold on having a championship that mattered, because if I asked somebody randomly, hey, who's the best sprint car driver? I just said, well, whoever won the World of Outlaw championship. When you ask that same question the years prior to the late model community,
It don't matter.
they don't know. Who? I don't, well, maybe the guy who won the World 100 or whoever won a lot of money. He
got screwed.
There was no champion, but Lucas Oil created a chase scenario at one track to determine a champion, and he got screwed. I didn't think it was a bad idea, but he got screwed. He lost in one of the most dominant seasons ever. Oh my God, who the hell is that white person? You don't talk to no Asians. At the end of the day, he got screwed, and we ended up making him a belt because he didn't have a championship, Sean. He did not win a championship. The most dominant driver of the year did not win a championship.
It was a cool ass belt too.
We did. It was a cool ass belt. Yes, sir, it was. Hold on. We'll get you some nice close-ups. Ricky Thornton Jr., custom made 2023 undisputed super late model champion. Got it all done up. I did all the custom artwork myself. Got it put on the belt in his colors. And then snakeskin with the green and the gold, buddy. Oh, it was nice. They were all jealous of Ricky. And he wore it out, intros at the Dome with the belt. It was nice. Look at him smile. The one driver who is better, this guy is better than Kyle Larson, by the way. He's better than Kyle.
I don't know.
Yeah, he is. You don't know that because you're Asian. He's better than Kyle. No, on this planet. He is better than Kyle. He's done more. As far as I'm concerned, the American dream isn't getting loans and shit and going to midgets and, all this stuff. The American dream of motorsports, success story, is this son of a bitch throwing a modified on a flatbed trailer at 20-something and racing his way all the way to where he's at. Earned every lap. Nobody gave him a big loan and said, go make it, kiddo. Go be a Cole Trickle. No. He came from nowhere and made it his own. But anyways, he's got a belt. And
That's why I like Danny Sams.
This is a Danny Sams, but I mean, Danny Sams ain't dominated the sprint car world yet. So this is, if Danny Sams goes and does this, then yes, this is Danny Sams. But unlike the late model world, and unlike this story that happened with Ricky Thornton Jr., where the chase screwed him and everything like that, and he was one of the most dominant drivers of the year, Bobby Pierce was as well, but he got his championship. We have a scenario in the sprint car world now where there is no champion, Sean. There is no one of all.
I like this point system.
There's no one. You like my point? I gave you a preview of the point system. You like my point system, right? Do you like my point system, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Chaz's. Well, here's what's happening. We've already talked to Gravel. Everybody wants this. It's happening. We have made up undisputed, the Chaz's 2024 undisputed sprint car champion of the world. And they're going to get a belt. It's a 12 race season tournament. Hold on. We got some Super 8s and title fights. Let me show you, Sean. We've already devised this. We even have a sample of how it is going to happen. So, here it is, guys. Oh my, the whole screen changed here to a spreadsheet. These old white people are running. They don't know what the fuck they're looking at. So here it is. 2024 Undisputed Sprint Car World Championship. I should be the announcer of this. I am. So, 12 regular season games here for this. For the belt. The closest thing to match races I could get, Sean. So we're going to get to the point system. We have an example of how the point system is going to work right here with the Knoxville 1 and 2 nights. We use those as an example. So the first official race is Huset's Night 1, the Hustle, which is Wednesday. And it's a 2-day show, the Hustle event, Huset's 1 and 2. Then you got the High Banks Nationals 1 and 2 events. Then you have the Eldora High Limit event, which is that Joker's Jackpot deal, which we're still halfway planning to ambush. Then you have, I call it Crown Royal, Crown Jewels, King's Royal, Night 1 and 2. These will all be points tabulated. Then I went ahead and put for the 12 regular seasons, the Capitani. If you're not at the Capitani, it's one of the most hardest races to win of the year. Most everyone is there. And if you're not, just like Huset's this week, if you're not at Huset's, go to hell on. I don't care. You're not serious about racing.
Right.
You don't deserve to be the damn undisputed sprint car world champion if you ain't at the damn Capitani. Go to hell. Then you have the Knoxville Nationals. And then you have the National Open 1 and 2. And this is your 12 regular season games here, ladies and gentlemen. 12 regular season games in the World Championship for the sprint car racing industry. This is amazing, Sean. I'm so proud of this.
Sound pretty sweet.
What's that?
Have that Randy.
Randy from Zanesville?
Yeah, say 2024 Undisputed Sprint Car Championship.
Can you say it? 2024 Undisputed Sprint Car World Championship. Oh my God, I got to make like an intro. I got to make like a video to this because I can do speaker voices too. I got to make a video for this. So that is your 12 regular season events. National Open included, obviously, here at the end. And then, Sean, in honor, let me say this, of Anthony Macri and Rico Abreu this week in Knoxville, after the National Open, we are going to have us a Super 8. Oh my, we're going to have a Super 8, Sean.
Super 8?
The Super 8.
You talking about the hotel across the street?
Even though I think I could do it right. Lucas Oil's a bunch of idiots. Look, I think I could do this correct, Sean. We're here to put on a show. All right? We're here to decide, all right? We are going to have a Super 8. So after these 12, in any world championship, there's a playoff. There is. But I'll tell you what, there's going to be some interesting ways on how this Super 8 works out. You'll see here in a minute once we get to this point system that you love. You love the point system, Sean. You love it. This point system is next level. They're going to steal this from me, Sean. You watch. They're going to steal this from the Chaz. They're going to steal my point system eventually. Eventually. Or maybe I could be Dana White. If somebody has a couple million around, if you want to go take over the sprint car world, the Chaz can get it done. Just show up with 25 million. We'll destroy the whole industry. We'll take it over in one year. 1 year, it's over.
The Super 8.
The Super 8. So the top 8, after the 12 games are done, will lock in to World Finals Night 1 and 2. And if you ain't the World Finals, once again, if you ain't the Capitani, if you ain't at Huset's, if you ain't at the World Finals, you really don't. You're not a world fucking champion. Get the hell out of the way. Slap some bow. No, bye. And Charlotte has been racing really good the last few years. It has been racing really good. Surprisingly. Used to be a dust bowl and a half, but it hasn't been that bad with the dust, and the racing's been surprisingly really good. So you're going to have your Super 8, race it out, night 1 and 2 of the World Finals, and then we're going to have the title match. The title match. And the title match on the final night is going to be 2 guys. That's it. Not 4, not 5, not 6. 2 guys. One night. And it should be relatively competitive because it's going to be the 2 guys that transfer from the Super 8 of the first 2 nights. So they should be very well performed at Charlotte. And so you'll have 2 guys going at it. The winner takes all. But the winner may not take all. Because we have a point system devised here to get rid of all the bullshit. Do we not, Sean?
Yeah.
All the bullshit aside.
Yep.
We have a point system here that is going to take over sprint car racing, I believe, Sean. This is how entertainment is set up right here. Let me show y'all this point system we got here. Are you ready to show them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna move this down. Hold on. You can't see that. Not right now. Hold on. Come here. Can't see that. That's being hidden right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are not letting you see that. So, in the Chaz's World Championship point scale. Okay. So positions are really. This is how it should go in the real world. Hold on, we gotta hide this because that's a surprise. That section, you're wanting to see that section, Sean. I know you do. I'm laughing, just getting ready to put it out. And this is real. This is actually going to be tabulated and happen, guys. Somebody's gonna, at least in the social domain, be proclaimed a world champion. But anyway, so winning is 100. Okay, you win the race, you're 100. We're dropping 10 points from the winner to second. Fuck all this bullshit. All right, you don't. If you win the race, you should get something. If you finish second, you should lose something. Now, second to third really don't mean shit. So we go from 90 to 87. Who cares? Now you still get some. You still get some acceptance for being on the podium because third to fourth is 80. So a 7-point drop. Then you only got 3 points between fourth and fifth because who the hell cares? Top 5. But then you have a 7-point drop from fifth to sixth. Then a 5-point, a 5-point, and then top 10 once again matters. Another 5-point drop, then 2. Sorry, got lost there. 5-point drop, then 2, then 5, 5, 5, and then look, Sean, this is what. Hold on, how do you get to 0 at 20th? There's 24 cars that start the race. Oh no, you thought you was gonna just when you're in a fight, Sean, and you get knocked out. Is a fight all about just gaining? No, that's a negative.
Yeah.
You lose power. It's like in the Mortal Kombat. The bar goes down. No, you finished worse than 20-ish, Sean. You're a professional. We're taking points away on the Chaz's point scale. We're taking points away. Yes, sir. You heard it, my dog. Oh, yeah. Yeah, where's the dogs fighting now? They're all wore out. They ain't ready for this. So if you finish 21st, 22nd, 23rd, starting at 21st, you start losing 5. At 22nd, you lose 10. 23rd, you lose 15. And at 24th, you lose 20. Off the plate for these fuckheads with their privilege and shit. Go to work on the track or get paid. You will pay for it. Now, other people may be asking, But Chaz, there was 28 cars that started Knoxville Saturday. They must have provisionals or something like that, you know? Okay, oh yeah, we do have provisionals, but it don't matter, negative 20. But if you so happen to use a provisional to make that 20, hold on, let me. We're getting to the part that Sean likes. This is the part you like, Sean, is it not?
Yeah.
This is the part where the system, hey, just because you started 24th, it may get even better than that. Hold on. Oh my God, I'm trying to hide the good stuff, Sean. I'm trying to hide the good stuff on them. Oh, can we hide it? I think we can. All right, so what the Chaz system will have, it's funny Spike said Monster Jam. I didn't think of Monster Jam when I said this, but it does make sense in that ideology. This is why if you gave the Chaz $25 million, I'd take over sprint car race in 1 year. It'd be done. We'd own the industry. It'd be on TV in less than 4 months. Style points, Sean. Oh, style points. That's what we got here for these some bitches. Oh, you think you're so special? You lay the fucking tailgate down and you just start front row and win a race. You think you did? No, not in the Chaz system. Not to be the world champion. You don't get no easy rides. Ain't no easy rides. And if you put on a show and come from the back, you should be rewarded for that shit. And if you start up front as a little preppy ass rich vanilla midget and you fall back 6 spots, something's gonna happen to you. Guess what, sir? Hold on. Here we go.
Something's gonna happen.
Style points. I did take vanilla midget from Spike. All right, so the first style point is cars passed. So if you pass a car in the A main, say you start 10th, you win the race. It's 100 points to win the race, and 1 point for, one car. So start 10th, win the race, 110. But in any style event, Sean, there's bonuses. Bonuses, Sean. 5+ cars passed is a 5-point bonus. So, in the essence of a guy comes from 10th, or let's say 6th to win the race. He wins the race. He gets 6 points for the 6, and he gets an additional 5 for passing 5 or more cars to win the race. Does that make sense?
Yep.
6 and 5, so that would be, I think, 111 points,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
We just don't stop there, Sean. We just don't stop there. We're trying to make them go to work, Sean.
Well, they need to.
There's now a 10+ bonus. So somebody comes from 15th, finishes 5th. You know, not only do you get the 5th place points, which is 77. Well, let's say 4th. It's a little easier to do the math. 80. If you came from 15th to 4th, you get 80. But you passed 11 cars, so you get 11. So now you have 91. Then you get 10 more, 101, and you'll get the 5. And you'll get the 5. 106. You know, so I'm just saying, but. Just like we said earlier, this ain't about points being awarded, Sean. This is not, these motherfuckers want to get knocked down and fuck around with their tow trucks. The tow train. They want to fuck with the tow train. Oh, to win the championship, your towing ass, training ass ain't going nowhere. So hold on. Even though this sounds great, this sounds grand, passing and bonuses and shit. Oh no, David. Oh no, you think you started? You think you started second, or Knoxville? You started third and finished 4th, and you had a good points night. Oh, hold on. In the 2024. Undisputed Sprint Car World Championship, in these 12 regular season games, you will get a spot or a point to pass a car. But if your fucking little privileged ass falls back in this hard sport, nobody can pass it. It's so hard to pass. Get your ass past, ninja. Watch what happens. You losing 2 points per spot. So you can gain 1, and this is all based on starting position. You lose a spot, you lose 2 points instantly. Instantly, Sean. Come on.
And it's 2 spots per position you lose.
No, it's 2 points per position, not 2 spots per position.
Or, yeah, 2.
So lost spot, lost position, however you want to say it. 1 spot lost is -2. Now, if you lose 5, Sean, that's 10. You know, but just as we got bonuses to pass 5 or more, you have penalties if you lose 5 or more. So hold on. If you lose 5 positions or more, Sean, 10 points off. 10 points off. Well, that's how we do it. This is how we do. This is how we do this. I need the song in the background right now. So if you lose 5 positions, Sean, that's -20. You start first, you finish 5th. You thought you had a good night? -20. What are you talking about? That's 57. It's 57 points, Sean. Oh, but if you are a big time slopperooza on the track and you fall back 10 or more, -15, Sean. You lose 10 or more spots. Not only say you lose 10 spots, that's 20 in itself. That's 20 in itself, Sean.
Plus 15.
Plus 10. Oh, we add them all up too, you loser.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you want to fall back? You think I had a bad night? Want to cry on the mic? Want to scream at Tim Kading on the track and call him an idiot like Brad did at Houston last year? Remember that? No. This is how you jumble the shit up. But hold on, because sometimes these guys, they're running well, and then they get in a crash, and then they literally hold the show and give a tow train to the work area. And then they come back out there and salvage a 10th place spot and make up all these points and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. So we had to implement that into the World Championship. We can't control. This is an exterior this is the overlord points championship. Yeah. We can't control these little peasants that want to be God. We can't control these egotistical maniacs. Peasants. So, well, in God's eyes they are, but we have to account for all the little bullshit that they could play out. So, in the essence of where they hold up tow trains for David Gravel's benefit, we have to also adjust our points for their bullshit, Sean. So, if a driver goes to the work area, it's a negative 10 points. I'm sorry, Sean. You're going to have to take 10 points off of wherever you finish. 10 points is off once you touch that fucking work area. Once you touch it. And then, we're only counting the A-mains here. We're not counting heat races and qualifying. We're only caring about what you do in the main. You did all this work to get a nice starting position. Nah, bitch, you just bought the best fucking engine and had the track juiced up, and they favored the World of Outlaws for y'all. That's how they get up there up front. That's why they're going to lose their ass when they fall back throughout this field. This is about equality here. We're talking about race tracks, not qualifying, hot dogging, foot to the floor, Morrison's and Charlie Garrett tracks. You know, we're talking about race tracks. Yep. So, if you do not qualify for the main event, you will get negative 30 on the night. Hey, it's negative 20 to be 24, so that's not a big penalty. You tried to race your way in there. You're a high limit guy. You're trying to make it into the show, and you don't make it. You don't have a provisional. You're not Logan Schuchart or Brock Zerfoss with I don't know how many he has. You can't just get a provisional and start the race. You're fucked. So negative 30, you know. But then some people may be asking, how's this going to work with these, egotistical maniacs, peasant guys, in God's eyes, once again, pulling this bullshit with these provisionals, Chaz? How you going to let these guys out? There's like so many outlaw races on the schedule that matter because high limit races really don't. I mean, they're piggybacking off the King's Roll. That's the only one that's on the schedule. Right. But that's the only race where everybody's going to be there because they don't have races that are worth attending yet. I said yet. So, what about the guys who use a provisional to get into the race? Oh, we got a situation for y'all. If you do perhaps use a provisional in the undisputed Sprint Car World Championship, you will be immediately docked 50 points. This is fair, Sean. This is fair to the guy. And I'm only laughing because it's so fun to say this to these people. But this is the guy who is getting an unfair... I almost thought of leaving the provisional off, right? And, like, not counting his points, like making it 0. But if a guy goes out there and makes the race and finishes 20th, he's already negative 20. So I have to make it...
already screwed.
Right. So I got to make this to where... Okay, this provisional guy is getting in there, but he's not going to get judged the same as these other guys who made the show. You shouldn't even fucking be out there to begin with. You know, if they got rid of the work area and provisional, sprint car racing would be great again. They need Trump would fix this shit quick, but if he didn't sell out, so never mind, it would be the same. Regardless, negative 50 if you use a provisional. Now, you could dig out of that with the and this is why I made it negative 50. You think about some of these guys taking provisionals like Logan Schuchart or Kofoid Saturday night, plus 15 spots. They're coming through this field that they shouldn't even be back there. They just can't put a full night together or whatever. Even though we're not judging full nights. Hypocrisy is great. So I had to make it to where this provisional guy, this douchebag, who just is let into these races because he signed on the dotted line and he's an elitist. I had to make it to where he's getting hurt pretty bad to start the race. So if you're starting 25th or 26th and you're an elite driver like a Schuchart or a Kof or any of the outlaw guys who use them, you should be starting out of the hole. I mean, you can make that up. I mean, 50 is, if you get up to like 13th spot, you already made it back in the passing points and all the cars gained and stuff. The +5, the +10, all that stuff. So It's really, it sounds like it's screwing them to give them negative 50 with the provisional, but it's really not. And so I do have it marked up here with this point system, how the points would be after Knoxville. So I already have it like lined up. I've already put the points in. It didn't take long at all because my system's amazing. I just came in here, did it like it was nothing because this shit is proper. This is a proper point scale for this nepotism, monarchy, elitist racing world. This is how you put their ass in line. This is how you shuttle these rich 1,000-millionaire cattle into the barn. This is how you herd them up and control their ass. So anyways, we did do a mock-up point scale for, as I said, I put it in here, the first night 1 and 2 of Knoxville. You see it there on the screen. And we already tabulated. Oh, yes, there's some negatives in here. Oh, there's some big ones. Some people lost their ass, let me tell you. So we have the Knoxville 1 and 2 nights here already filled out. So let's go down the list here. Oh, I don't want y'all to see who's up front. So, well, why not start the best? Start the best. So under this point system right now, if it was to start with night 1 and 2 of Corey Day, or at Knoxville, for instance, Corey Day would currently be the points leader, which that sounds right. See, it doesn't matter how you do the points, really, unless you want it to be exciting. That's how I made it. This is how it is exciting. This is how this stuff, you can imagine a fan. This is why they're going to steal this from me, Sean. Imagine a fan with everything I just explained to, oh my God, there's so many things with that point system I just gave you. You just gave your commentator, your show, your presentation of the show, what people have to watch. Just went out the fucking vault. It just exploded like Spike all over these girls that he's drugged up and stuff. I mean, just exploded everywhere. I mean, they have so much to talk about with these pluses and minuses and things. And he's negative 50 points to start the race. Can he make it up? All these things about presentation and entertainment that nobody's thinking of. You would still have the best of the best, as you can see on your screen here, but you would still have so many talking points in the entertainment category for your at-home and in-person viewing audience, regardless. Corey Day would currently, right now, Sean, be the points leader. He would have a 17-point lead over David Gravel. Donnie Schatz somehow would be third. I still don't get it after the first night, but we're only judging the A main. We're not judging the whole night. We're not giving no cookie points. We're giving racing points out here. It's about racing. So James McFadden would be a sneaky third. Gio Selzy fifth. Brad Sweet sixth. Already 100 points back, but this stuff can swing very quickly. McCarl had a good but a bad night. You get down here, you see Rico in ninth with a negative night on Saturday, but a positive night on Friday. The one surprising one out of here was the Kyle Larson. I mean, he was so good on Saturday, but Friday with that bad finish with the blown motor, it kills you. Kills you here. But this is how it would line up. And it's really not that bad. Of course, you got some guys really negative. Sheldon would be digging out of a hole. Schuhart would be digging out. Of course, Brock Zierfoss is near the bottom of the list. Carson Macedo somehow still in the middle. But this would be interesting. And this is still going to be interesting. Of course, like I said, we are going to be documenting this all this week. We'll be having daily updates on the points. And this is we're gonna find out who the Sprint Car World Champion is going to be. So these points will not count. The only negative about these points not counting is Corey Day's already done. Corey Day is going to Skagit, guys.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Sure. Do I need to put, you could drop 4 nights just for Corey Day? Can we do a super sub?
Dropping races?
Yeah.
I
Put it in the comments if we drop 4 nights. So hold on. So does this make the schedule go from a 12 regular season game to a Super 8 for the Super 8? I mean, what do we do here, Sean?
Do you go on the negative? Or are they allowed to have the top?
I mean, it would kill him if he's not there.
Top 10 best races, or how?
Well, I mean, that's the one positive here. Is he's not going to get any negative points.
Zero.
It'd just be 0 because he didn't show at all. So now I have to put something in here to like kill him for not even being there or what? I mean, Or is that kind of a way to balance out when you miss a night? You know?
I'd say 0 points.
So don't drop 4 nights? 4 nights would be a lot, Sean.
4, I'd say 2.
2 nights, you think he would still make it? Now, that would be crazy.
Well, I don't know, but it'd definitely make it interesting.
That would be crazy if he could drop, if we drop 4 nights on this. So there's still something to this. Obviously, we got the Super 8 over here. Now, to lock into the Super 8, Sean, is a whole nother scenario. Obviously, if you get into the top 8, after all this is done, you're going to these 2 races to battle it out to get into the title match with one-on-one situation. So the guys who perform in this, 12 or maybe 8, because of Corey Day, we might be like, you know, NASCAR and bend the rules for them. To get into the 8 is going to be the Super 8 out of the matches. But when it goes over and actually transfers into the top 8, or the Super 8, we will be having a point system that will take the reset the field, and the performers of the scenario will be kind of awarded some bonuses for performing throughout the regular season to whoever those Super 8 guys are. So here is how that system is going to go. This is how you're going to be lined up on the point scale from 1st to 8th. And then with the wins, if you have wins, you get 2 points for wins. If you win a crown jewel, Kings Royal, Knoxville Nationals, National Open, not High Banks Nationals, that's not in that category yet. The crown jewels, though, the established ones, you'll get 10 points for those. And if you're a not signed driver, so that means somebody who's not high limit.
Come on, High Banks isn't crown.
No, it's not. That's money isn't what constitutes respect. So the not signed drivers are, you know, if you're not high limit or World of Outlaws, then you're going to get 5 additional points if you're in that Super 8. So that's how that's going to line up. So I think that's relatively fair.
Yeah.
If it's David Gravel, we might dock 50 off for a height requirement. I forgot about this, Sean. We're going to have a new height requirement for the World Sprint Car Championship.
Rico won't make it.
Rico is an exception. He has an actual medical condition. That's true. That's true, right?
I mean,
That's true. Isn't it called dwarfism?
That's true.
There's no excuses for David. They should have ate some more fucking Wheaties when he's a kid. that ain't our fucking problem, bro. He could have hung upside down and did some stretch exercises, you know. Anyway, so that's the scenario here with the Sprint Car World. It is happening. It is happening, and they're all doing it. This is all
for a Chaz belt.
This is for the only world championship belt that there is, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming. You could be, these sprint car guys, you could be Ricky Thornton too one day. If you win this championship, you could be Ricky Thornton. You may not be as good. Probably ain't, because Ricky Thornton Jr. is 1 for 1 in a sprint car. 1 sprint car start, 1 sprint car win, non-wing sprint car win in Arizona. So he dominates all y'all. Y'all are horrible. Y'all wing guys are scared to run non-wing. He jumps in it one night, wins it. So, I mean, yeah, y'all could maybe be Ricky Thornton Jr. one day, and your steps in doing that is winning this world championship just like Ricky did. So, time for callers. Time for callers. There's the you got your earpiece in?
I got my earpiece in.
It's time to react. People can yell. People can scream. We do have Broke Joe that is potentially going to call. Who wants Broke Joe first? We can either open the lines, because I don't have them open just yet. I know I got the number on the screen, but do you want me? Would you rather have Broke Joe call in or take random callers? Broke Joe just sent me a text. He is watching the show actively. He said that this is the women's golf regular tournament payout.
What?
Women's golf, ladies and gentlemen. He just wants us to see this, I think. Apparently, the top 5. We showed you the top 4 in sprint cars, 12,000, 8, 5, 32. This is the payout for women's golf. The winner is $450,000, okay, guys, to win a women's golf tournament.
To swing a little white
To
ball.
swing a stick. We all
Yeah.
know what that's about. You can make more money than that if you get your lip fillers and boobs and butt done. If you just, if you date Bill Belichick. But outside of that, you could go play golf as well with this stick and make $450,000 or second for. How does second and third get paid the same? Is this some kind of lesbian thing? And then fourth is 152 and fifth is 111. That's women's equality showing through right there. The second and third got paid the same.
So what's Broke Joe trying to say? Some of these guys.
We're
just need
asking
to go
if Broke
play golf?
Joe's ready to call. He hasn't responded. Hold on, let's see. I put you ready question mark. Broke Joe has not responded, guys. All right.
Do not call Spike.
If Spike calls, we will hang up on him for the sake of all women and children. And the lines are officially, oh my God, initial, right out of the gate. 740, hold on. Who is this? Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh.
Oh, they hung up.
They did. We have the missed call from Broke Joe. Is he answering back? Hello. Did he just hit somebody? Is he being attacked?
Oh, he's playing some music.
Oh no, we have the guitar playing. Oh no, Joe is playing the guitar, guys.
Sprint cars makes me happy.
Oh my God, this is depression.
Such as talking NASCAR makes me cry.
It's Sean's fault. Blame the Asian.
Not my
Blame him
fault.
and Kyle Larson. This is what's wrong with the South Pacific.
It's. Can you hear me better? I'm going to be on speakerphone better than normal phone.
I don't know. What is speakerphone?
So I'm talking into the speakerphone. Can you guys hear me all right?
What's without speakerphone?
Oh, you want me to do one without speakerphone?
Well, just for some comparison.
Okay, this is without speakerphone. Is this better?
It's better.
It is
Can
better.
You turn mine up, or is it already there?
It's all the way.
Okay, I want to, being a day after Father's Day, I want to be the second person to congratulate Chaz on being a father.
Thank you.
Do you have any names picked out?
You fucking asshole, Spike. There's no such thing. He's lying, Joe. If you haven't noticed, Spike lies a lot. He does. I know he says he sprinkles truth in there, but he lies a lot. It's like Andrew Tate. He does the same.
So if it's a male, you'll name it Spike Jr.?
Spike Jr.
No, I'm not. This is what I mean by Spike being a venom to society.
Chaz is the same as
What is Spike saying in the comment section?
Oh
What are we
my
doing
God,
here? What
Spike.
did he say? What did he say? It is the son of that Connie and the Thai guy never wanted. Wow. Okay. I think Spike is your child. That's who you is Spike. Would Spike be your dream son, Joe?
He has a lot of good qualities, yeah. He's a hard worker. He's got a sense of humor. He seems to stay in shape. Right? A lot of good to Spike. You could do worse. Could do worse.
Could be.
Isn't Houston's going to rain out all week? You haven't mentioned that.
Well, probably, yeah.
So the whole thing's going to rain out.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, the weather report was about the same last year, and it raced every day.
And they ran all 4 nights?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I look at Brandon, South Dakota. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, but when you're a douchebag to the chest, God fires back. So
Did Macri not run Saturday?
he did not run Saturday, correct?
What was the reasoning for that?
I don't know. There was a big chance of rain.
Where did he go?
Probably just went home. Somebody said he's a baby.
All right.
He might have been upset that he was staying at the Super 8.
Oh, well, we criticized you for your Callum pick, but we have to congratulate you on your Danny Sams pick, don't we?
Well, until I put him in a ride, Joe, that's when it goes downhill. That's when it happens.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not helping him get in a ride. That's the kryptonite, apparently.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Joe?
Well, I don't know what
you sent you sent a big email out to everybody, Joe.
Well, I made a YouTube video. Once again, I'm trying to educate the audience.
Okay.
I don't know if they want to be educated. I don't know if your old man down in Temecula down in LA is still alive. Is that guy still alive?
I don't know. I think so.
He's going to say I'm going to be complaining.
He is going to say you're complaining. Everybody says that you're complaining. Even I think, what did I say? God may be doing it to Justin. It always happens.
You always say, everyone says I'm complaining. And Spike pointed out, I came on with video proof last year of, it seemed like a dozen injustices, that's a word.
Some words make sense.
And it doesn't seem like it's been taken seriously. So I quit coming on, and I predicted that more things would happen against Sanders. And the season has started out here, and it's basically a two-man title chase with Golubic and Dom not running the whole series. The other two of the top four guys out here, which is Macedo and Sanders running the whole King of the West. It's a two-man race.
Right. But you have to understand, I was told from a reliable source today, and this may be it. This may be what you need to hear, Joe. I was told that NARC is not considered a series. It's considered a club. And you ain't in it. That makes a
what?
I mean.
What does it... We can't figure out who owns it.
The club, Joe. You've been describing it. The club, the clique, the club. That it makes perfect sense that it's a club.
It does, and it is a club. I agree with that. I don't know if anyone owns it. I don't know if it files for taxes. I don't know who makes the decisions. No one will admit to it. You can't pin anybody down to saying I own it. Well, there's nobody who will admit to it out here. It's a big mystery. They keep it a gray area.
If nobody owns it, that means it can be bought privately.
But what are you buying?
Privately. You buy decisions. You buy calls. You buy favoritism. That's what you're buying.
But who do you go to buy it?
That's right. Who do you go to buy it?
I don't know. Who's the leader guy out there?
We don't know. No one will admit to who's... do you have to file a business license to own a sprint car series?
That's a good question at this point. Is it a nonprofit, Joe?
Well, someone's got to be keeping the books. Does someone keep track of the money? And do they? If you're nonprofit, you still have to file taxes. I mean, whose name is this under? What is it exactly? What is it?
Maybe that's the answer to all these questions. What the fuck is it? You look on the tracking, you don't even know what it is sometimes.
Ask Meta.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
AL or AI.
That's why we can't get a clear cut answer on questions because there's nobody to go to. There's nobody taking responsibility for anything. It's Jim Allen walking around in the infield making. Does he own it? Is he? Who is he? What is it?
Jim Allen. Who is that?
He's the guy who runs the whole show and likes doing the interviews and walks around making all these decisions. And he's the race director or the series director.
All right. What do we want to know, Joe? I've went to the God of all creations, Chat GPT. What am I typing in here? What do we want to know?
Well, we don't even know what to type in. we don't know.
We don't know what to type in.
He's got a point.
Wait, who owns the? They're not even gonna even. This is gonna expose how unknown sprint car racing is. Who owns the King of the West sprint car? I'll try to be specific. In California. Question. Let's see what it says.
Yeah. Who owns it?
Oh my God, Joe. The King of the West Sprint Car Series in California is owned by Peter Murphy. Murphy, a former sprint car driver, took over ownership of the series in 2019. His involvement has brought new energy and direction to the series, which is prominent fixture in the California. I shouldn't have typed this in. I like Peter Murphy. What are you going to say, Joe? This isn't true, though. Is this true? This isn't true, though. ChatGPT is lying, right?
I don't know anything about it. I'm surprised as you. I don't know what this means. Does this mean that, like, the people at the track work for Peter?
I guess.
Peter Murphy had enough money to buy this.
I mean,
that's what it says.
I mean, that's what it says, Joe. I don't know what to say.
Well,
let's
like
see.
any good story.
Okay, hold on. Let's try this. What company owns?
I don't think Peter goes to any of the races. He's up in Skagit.
The series is officially known. Okay. It says it's owned by the North Auto Racing Club. Okay, so then now we need to find out who's
in the club.
The Northern. There's a good George Carlin line.
It's a big club and you're not in it. See, this is what I'm saying.
Okay, so hold on. It gave an answer to who owns the Northern which overseas is managed by an organization rather than being owned by a single individual. So a club. Jim Allen is the current president. He plays a key role in the administration and promotion of the series, ensuring its success and continuity in the sprint. I thought it said continually.
He's the president.
In the sprint car racing community. So he's doing a better job than Kevin Nouse, apparently.
But it's managed by an organization. Who's the organization?
What? Okay, then let's do that. What? The organization.
What organization owns King of the Narc?
Okay. What organization owns?
This is pretty good.
I know, right? I know. Owns the Northern Auto Racing Club. Let's see what it says. Oh my God. It says it's not owned by a specific organization. Rather, it is an independent entity that operates as a sanctioning body for sprint car racing. It is a non-profit organization run by a board of directors and managed by individuals dedicated to promoting and organizing sprint car racing events. Jim Allen, as president, along with other board members and volunteers, oversees the activities and management of NARC and its associated racing series.
Who are the board of directors of the NARC?
Whoever told the cops who did it. No, that's the NARC, you know. I mean, who's
on the board of directors?
Directors.
Okay.
Directors of the Northern Auto Racing Club. We trying to do compile a hit list, Joe?
I'm just curious.
Oh my God! The hit list is on the board, Joe. President Jim Allen, Vice President Brett Kading, Board Member Tom Kading, Public Relations Gary Thomas and Troy Henning, 3 board members of Brandon Cross, Dottie Belmont, Rodney Tyner Sr.
I think that's old. I think, but this is giving us some insight.
So this is
So
outdated.
it looks like it's a Jim Allen. It looks like Jim Allen and Brent Kading run this. Right. That I think that's correct.
Right. That's what it looks like.
Okay. It's a Kading and Allen operation.
It's a club, and I don't see your name on the list, Joe.
I'm looking close.
You don't see it?
No, I'm not there.
Where's Justin Sanders?
I-
Do you see Mitri on
I
the
think
list?
the list changes. I think like Dominic Selzy's now on the board.
You think so? So this is outdated.
Yeah. I think this list is like 5 or 6 or 7 years old. I think there's a different. I think the list changes except the names at the top.
Okay.
I think everybody else is interchangeable.
Or is it tag team? It could be either one of them. I'm trying to find another source. 6 days ago, here's their website. Does it show here on their website, Joe? They have a NARC website.
Man, I thought I might be on the list.
They have what is this? Why do they have this? This is no, they don't have a website. This is like a NARC website. They don't have a NARC. Okay, NARC.com. All right, let's see.
They have King of the West.
Who we are, NARC. All right, here we go. We got it on their website now. All right, here we go.
Oh, okay.
The supporting staff,
good.
at least.
Oh, this is
Advisory board. It looks like there's a supporting staff, an advisory board.
good. Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is right there.
Okay.
Right there. You went by it. Right there.
Yeah, this one. Advisory board.
So you got 2 Kadings. Dominic's on it twice. He's so big.
Yeah, he is on there twice.
Dominic gets 2 votes.
Yeah, apparently. Why
Mike
do you think that
Andrietta is Brent's friend. But there's 1, 2. Okay, here's the thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 people.
If Dominic's twice, that would be 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then it looks like there's a treasurer, a director of competition, safety director. That's the guy who should be on the line. You know, we're getting run over by a train, I guess, right?
Oh, Mike Andrietta? Yeah, he's in Brent's back pocket. They're buddies.
So that's the guy who didn't care about the fire extinguishers.
No, they don't care about that.
Well, not
would they care
not
about
as far as not caring, but as far as making sure they had the methanol type. He's the one that should be.
Well, they don't even check.
Well, but I'm just saying, if he's a safety director, he's the guy who should have found out if the track had the right ones or whatever, right?
It doesn't matter. They just go to the next race. No one cares.
Joe, I understand the sarcasm here. I'm trying to make a point. That's the guy, though, right? If you were to arrow cross it.
Well, obviously, the safety guy should care about safety. We understand your point.
Okay, and what are you trying to make a point of? They don't care, just go on to the next. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Okay, it's that simple, Joe.
it's that simple.
Okay.
This will all be forgotten. It's all forgotten now. Some girls in the hospital, they move on.
Yeah.
Last year, they ran a race at Hanford, and the track was so bad that Mitchell Faceno hit a rut and broke his back and ended his racing career, and they just move on. No one's talking about that. That didn't matter.
Right.
Just move on. No one, an unsafe track, a driver injures himself, you just move on. It's forgotten.
Cento hurt
Go to the
himself?
next race.
Yeah.
Wow.
His career's over.
Yeah, and I guess the first fire would have been Gage Garcia. Would have been the first shocker big one that kicked off all the big fire notions, right? Wasn't it Gage Garcia at Hanford?
It's Caden Steele.
Caden Steele, where's he at? He's racing, I guess. He didn't get too hurt, but That took forever, I believe, right? That was a...
Yeah, I think a fuel line came loose and it kind of sprayed his whole suit with alcohol. So he was kind of soaked with alcohol. So when the fire kicked on, you know, there was a lot for the fire to burn. Yeah, that was at Hanford. That was pretty scary.
We need to supply NARC with a bunch of Broke Joe shirts. That's what we should do.
Well, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. You know, like every good story, you have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Okay.
You know, that's how they make movies. So Broke Joe was on the show last year many times talking about all the injustices, and I got tired of it all, and I didn't care. That's the beginning. That was the beginning of the story. And
you had threats. People came to the facility.
Yeah. Okay. So this year starts. We start this year, and it's going to be a Sanders-Macedo showdown for the King of the West. Two guys that have never won it. Pretty equal, I would say. You know, it's going to be close probably the whole year. Anything can happen between these two. That's Justin Cox winning last year, Larry. So I sent you a video of the very first NARC race of the year.
Well, hold on. These are the fastest 4 days in points. Justin lost by 6, but okay. Sorry,
no.
Looking
See,
for
the
full
first
points.
Race. See, you're jumping ahead. I wanted to get to the middle of the story. Now you're at the end of the story.
It's a 2-point
I wanted to
battle.
set the table.
That's it.
No. You're not.
That's
It
close.
was a 2-point battle after the first 6 races, but you're jumping ahead. You're not letting me set the table.
It does say after
We're
2,
gonna
Joe,
get to that.
but okay.
I sat here for 2 hours waiting for you, and I'm going to be on 15 minutes
All
to
right.
explain my case.
First video's up. Devin Borden.
No.
Let him set the plate.
Just show that. Just wait. Just show that video. Since you have it up, let's just show this.
Okay.
This is how things are run. There's a car on the back stretch apron. Roll the video. That has not gotten off the track, and they start the race. This is with 2 laps to go. There's a yellow with 2 laps to go. That's Devin Borden. Now watch. There's going to show a car on the back stretch. The camera is going to go to the car on the back
For context, this is Skagit Saturday or
no,
Sunday?
This is Sunday. This is yesterday.
Okay. It's Skagit, though, right?
Grace Harbor.
Grace Harbor. Okay. Grace Harbor.
Just let the thing roll. You're going to see a car on the back stretch appear. Look and look at the car. Watch. Right there. Look how vulnerable that car is. There's a push truck behind it. See this? How far are they opposite?
Oh, they're already green. Wow.
Look how that car's sitting. Are you telling me that's safe?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that wasn't rocking any.
Wow.
This is the stuff I pointed out about a dozen of these incidents last year, and here it is. Look at this. Is that safe? Really? Is the tow truck almost on the track? The push truck, I mean.
I mean, it's pretty close. I mean,
it's on the apron. Look, they're throwing the green.
I mean, that is the groove right there, I think. You know, where the back of the tailgate is.
That's right. And look at the 2 guys standing by the car. You're telling me 2 cars couldn't collide and kill those guys? Look, there's 3 guys standing there with their back turned.
Yeah, with the back turned.
Their back is turned. See, this is the kind of stuff that goes on like every race.
Does the yellow even come back out? Or is it?
No.
It stays green.
What the hell?
Are they still there? Oh, my God.
That's bullshit.
But I'm the only one pointing out that these things happen like every race.
Now, why do you think they rushed it? Was there a curfew or something? Or?
You know, the camera's surprised. Look at the camera. The cameraman is not even on the start of the race. The cameraman doesn't think it's going to start.
He's looking at the car that they're about to push away and then go green. Yeah.
And then they go green. Look at the vulnerability of the safety workers.
Yeah, it's bad.
Look how they're back.
Oh my gosh.
But this is the organization you're dealing with the KWS NARC. This is the stuff. Last year I pointed out a dozen of these and they say I'm complaining. But God forbid Starks and Justin, who are side by side right there, could have collided.
Yeah, it wouldn't have took
Who
much.
knows
What if they come off a turn 2 there and somebody clips the left front, breaks the front end? We always see that happen. They go straight into the infield when it breaks the front end.
That's what I'm saying. But this is
the wild king of the West. I mean, I guess.
Holy cow.
So you think someone catches on fire, they're concerned?
You're saying they say they are, but the actions speak louder than the words.
Well, I'm looking at the actions. I'm looking at. I watch these races close. I'm the only one watching it this close.
Or it seems like most people are sweeping it under the rug.
Well, they've been sweeping things under the rug. I don't even think. How much stuff can you sweep under a rug? How many times?
Well, you're out there in the Wild West in the island of California. You are so distanced that this stuff does go unnoticed.
That's why I come on the show to try to point out the unfairness and the way this club is run. And I say it's a joke and nobody takes it serious. And we have a girl in the hospital that shouldn't be in the hospital. It was a small fire. She was in a small fire. She should sue the whole organization and the track, shouldn't she?
That is that's usually a potential. That's why Australia has insurance.
If it was your daughter, if it was your daughter, okay, that's just one video.
Right.
Let's go back to the meat. Let's go to the other video, the meat and potatoes of why I'm on.
Oh, no.
The middle of the story. We set up last year. This is the very first NARC race of the year. This is the very first NARC race of the year, Chico, where Justin is going to pass Cole Macedo. They're going to bump each other down the front straightaway. And in my opinion, this is just Joe's biased opinion, DJ Neto wipes out Sanders on purpose. Let it roll. Let the viewers decide. I know a racing wreck and I know purpose. Okay, there's Sanders on the outside. Watch this. You're telling me that Neto didn't do this purposely, that Neto thought there was an opening? What was that? He bailed right into him, full bore.
So what does Neto have to gain on this?
He's a cartel member. They don't want Sanders to win the title. They're all in the club together. And since I'm not running for points, I'll sacrifice my car to take him out. So that's my opinion.
I mean, just looking at it, you do see Neto in the background. He does hit the cushion and get a monster fucking run on him as they're fucking up. I mean, he does.
Sure
He's
he does.
trying to go somewhere with it. I mean, I was critical of Buddy hesitating on gravel a few weeks ago because he had not as similar, but he had a run on gravel and pulled the brakes because he's, I think, scared of these people. But,
well, I understand he has a run because Justin hit wheels with Macedo down the straightaway and is trying to gather his car.
But he also has a run. You can see him hit, but you can see him hit the rut off the top of 4 over here in the background and get this monster ass run down the banking. You can see that happen as well.
We understand. We understand he has a run. His right rear is almost in Sanders' cockpit. What are you saying? If you have a run, you can just drive through a car?
Just being honest, okay. Well, if you want my honest opinion, if I'm judging it like a racing incident, if I'm right, if I'm DJ Neto and I get this run right here, and I see they just bump wheels, just hang with me, and I got the run right now. I'm coming at these cars. Okay, I'm seeing Justin right now. He just angled outward towards the wall after that bump. You got to understand, Neto's got 10 mile per hour on these guys at least at this point, and he's right here behind Justin to the left.
Okay.
Justin's nose they made contact. He just bumped outwardly. He's still outwardly. Then at this point, you see the nose dip. But if I'm Neto, I'm already down there, and he already is. And then, bam. I'm just saying, Joe, if you got this monster ass run and they bang and you see the two go towards the outside, you're taking it low, and then all of a sudden Justin goes low.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm listening to you. Okay, hear me out. It looks like the chat is against me on this. Okay, that's fair. I also want to point out that Neto has a history. There's a history of these guys crashing. This wasn't like a one-off. So if you don't know the backstory and you don't know who's in the club, I'm just saying it adds a little background into it. But I do agree, Neto is stuffing it in there, but he's not close to kill. It's not like they were close. He's 4 feet. His right rear. Stop it when he hits Justin. How close is the right rear to the cockpit? It's not like it was close.
I would stop it right here because Neto's already almost parallel with him. You can't see him in the frame, but when you push play, I mean, he's already there. I mean, he is already there. When Justin goes to crank this car, which is there, I mean, Neto's already there.
Well,
he is going in there. I mean, he's going in there hard. Neto's an aggressive, drives over his head all the time. You know this. I mean, that's not new.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was like you opened it up like he was aiming to take Justin out. I don't know. Things are happening quick. I see it as Sanders. It looked like Sanders was going to enter high at the start finish line. He's up on the wall. He just got knocked high. If I'm Neto with the run, I'm going low, and then he goes.
But if
low,
if you watch where Cole Macedo goes, Justin's going to pass him. He's cutting under to pass him.
Well, I understand that, but there's other cars on the track. I mean, I understand that Macedo also changed his lineup a bit because he's going low down the straightaway, then goes high. So, I mean, I don't know. I almost want to see incident. Just play a racing incident.
Okay. Well, that's that. Oh, we should almost have your viewers vote. Okay. You're saying that one's 50-50. It's not really Neto's.
I see Neto with a big run, and at the time that Justin shows he's going low because he could have had the option to go high. I mean, Macedo is right there on the bottom. Why would you drive right in below him? I mean,
because he's cutting down under him. Watch, play it out.
Well,
watch what Macedo does.
But right here, I mean, Justin don't know if Macedo's going to go low or high because he's in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, but he has the feel for it. Watch what Macedo does. Let it go. Let it go a little bit. Macedo's going to run up the track. He's got a bad angle going into the corner. Look he's cutting under him.
I see what you're saying. If I'm Neto
follow Macedo,
this run,
follow Macedo. He almost drives it off the track. Watch Macedo in turn 2.
Yeah, I know that Macedo and him don't necessarily care who's running over who here. I mean, and honestly, if I'm
watch
Macedo,
the Macedo car. Let the Macedo car go into turn 2. He almost goes off the track. Justin was going to pass him. Okay, it's 50-50. That's fine. I'm just pointing out that's the first race out of the box.
Well, I'm just saying
that's race number 1.
I'm just saying at this point when Justin starts to go low, Macedo or Neto's already there. He's already there. Okay.
I'm looking at your viewers, and the majority thinks I'm wrong on this. Okay. Broke Joe Sanders through a slider, then ran into Cole. He was going to pass. Chaz is wrong. Okay. It sounds like I'm considered wrong. Okay. It's just coincidental that on Sanders' first race, a Cartel car wipes him out. It just happened. Okay. Could have happened to anybody. Could have happened to anybody car, but it just happened to happen to him. Coincidental.
Is this the same Neto that got the spark plugs ripped out by Justin's dad at Ocean, or no? Is that somebody else?
I think it was Tony Gwalda that did that.
No. I thought Justin's dad ripped them off somebody's too. A bunch of people are known to do that over there.
They have a history. There's a history between the two of crashing each other. Let me just say that. So the very first race out of the box, this happens. Okay. We'll chalk it up to that's the way it goes. Does Donnie Schatz drive like what Neto did?
No. Don't compare Donnie Schatz to fucking DJ Neto. It's like comparing a fucking Labrador to a pit bull.
Okay, let's move on to the next race. Maybe it looks like the majority think I'm wrong.
What
this is
the
the
hell
next
is
race
this shit bowl? Oh no, this is
Stockton.
No. Oh no.
Okay, watch this race. This is only less than a minute to go. This is late in the race. Okay, you ready?
Hold on. Thoughts on the new Stockton configuration before you go off?
That's right. This is the second race of the year. This is the second KWS race. After Justin got DNF the first one, how close is he here?
He's all over him, and he worked his way through the field, I believe, in this too. So
okay. Watch what happens here. How close is he here? This is the closing laps.
This is the show that they should want. Oh,
Okay,
the show's
but a
ruined.
red ca-
Fuck, we got to go back to green and put a show on. That's what racing is.
Okay, there's 2 laps to go. They checkered the main.
Because of a wreck?
They said curfew. All of a sudden, there's a curfew. They cut it short. They gave full points. And cut it short.
Hmm.
Why are they cutting the race short? Why not one more restart?
I mean, that is the show, the race. You know, if they wanted to have a good finish for a race for the lead, you would think they would have stayed at green.
But once again, who does the call go against? I pointed this out last year, Chaz. They say I'm a homer, but once again, who is it affecting?
It does seem to benefit the Cartel and not work out for Justin.
Okay, did everybody get 100 points like what happened last week when that?
No, this they get full points for this, even though they cut it short. When they cut this one short by 2 laps, why didn't they all get 100 points?
Because it's past halfway, Joe.
That's not in the rule book.
What does the rule book say?
There's nothing in the rule book about any of this.
So they can just make up the rules. That sounds like a good idea.
We don't even know who's making up the rules. We don't even know what they are. We don't know who's doing what. Now, if you put on your volume. They won't let Justin talk.
Okay. All right. We're gonna pass on the second place interview down here too. So
Jim Allen says we're not going to interview the second place car.
Well, wait. Was he about to talk or what happened?
Hold on, Justin.
Listen to Jim Allen.
Was he about to talk though? It sounded like they were about to interview.
He just mentioned the sponsors. He wouldn't let him talk about the race.
Oh, that's what they said?
Yep. Okay, Justin.
Hold on.
No interview. Oh, you can mention your sponsors.
Okay.
That's what he said.
We're gonna pass on the second place interview down here too. So
That's what he told him, to not talk about the race. In this moment, we can't hear.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously bitching right there.
He's censored. They're censoring him.
Well, that's what power does, Joe.
Okay, now let's get to this week. Let's go back to your points. Let's go back to this week.
Okay.
Okay, now let's jump to where you were. That's just the backstory. That's the middle of the story. Okay. This 5 days here, they don't have the 5th day up there.
It's the fastest
they have
4
1, 2, 3
completed days.
They didn't put the final night totals up there. But you see the first night where everyone has 100?
Yes.
Justin finished 3rd. Macedo was 10th. Justin has 7 points. Justin would be 1 point ahead of Macedo. And then on the 5th race, Justin ran 2nd and Macedo ran 5th. Justin would be the Speed Week title. The question is, in a race that they gave a full win to Tanner Holmes, in a race that they paid a full purse, why are there not full points? And I want to point out that the Outlaws had a race at the Grove a few years ago where it rained after 10 laps. They gave a full win, full points, and full money, the Outlaws.
Which race was that?
It was an outlaw race at the Grove just a couple of years ago.
You have
stopped
a link?
by rain. What?
You have a link to that?
Oh, no. I didn't know I had to justify that. I can look that
Well,
up.
I didn't know. I just like
race.
to show both, them fuck everyone and then the Outlaws show you how to do it,
But once again, it goes against Sanders. Is it just me being a crybaby?
I mean, they definitely would I would assume they'd like to favor Cole just because of the, Macedo situation. So
Now, what's interesting is Cali Dirt videoed the whole race with the fire and the driver meeting after the race to determine what to do. So they had the whole driver Jim Allen meeting about how to end the race, what to do, how should we end this. They decided to end the race And I got from two sources that were there, not Justin, two other people. They said that Drew Warner, the crew chief for Comacito, asked if this was going to be show-up points. When a driver was injured, probably not even in the ambulance yet, the Tarleton-Macedo camp was already on the points. Are we going to not count these points? That's what their concern was. Now, Jim Allen told Cali Dirt Video to take down the video. He kept the video of the race up, but the fire, which I understand them taking down, but the driver meeting has been taken down. So we don't know who said what in the driver meeting.
And you're saying
But
in
the
that
drivers
video
left-
it showed them asking that?
We don't know. Cali Dirt has it. He was asked to take it down. Why are they censoring a driver meeting after a race? What is it it's censorship again. What are they hiding?
Right. Well, and that's how you have to play. That's why they don't like me. Because when they do that to Cali Dirt to strong arm them, you're worried about not filming full races. Now you can only do highlights or whatever they're trying to do to them. Go ahead and show that and see what access you get.
But I'm just saying, we can't even get a couple races into the season without questionable doings, in my opinion. And Sanders lost 7 points with that decision there.
How many laps was in?
Gio lost 13.
So they were almost halfway. This is a 30-lap race?
Yep. Well, they gave Tanner a full win and they paid full money. If you give a full win and you pay full money, how is it not full points? Why is the points the thing that's not?
Yeah, and I'm assuming they paid money in position, right?
That's right.
Yeah, if you're paying money in position, I don't know why you ain't paying points in position unless there's a motive. And it's a club. It's not a.
But Jim Allen said he made this. But Jim Allen made this decision, he said, on his own. That's what I was told. Jim Allen made this decision.
Who is Jim Allen? I never heard this guy before. Who is he?
Well, he was the president, and he's the guy who's apparently the front man for this club.
He's got an announcer guy, right?
Well, yeah, he's down in the infield. He interviews the drivers.
Yep.
So we had one race cut short that everything counted, that Macedo won, and the race that was cut short, he was 10th. It doesn't count.
I guess the excuse would be halfway, right?
Well, of course. Now, me being cynical, the minute the race was called, I said, okay, what's going to happen with the points? I go, well, here's the manipulation. See, I know this is coming. I see this. I go, here we go. There's an opening here. There's an opening here to erase a Cole Macedo getting beat by 7 spots by Sanders. Here's an opening, and they're going to do it. I thought, in my opinion, the fair thing to do would give half points.
Right.
Because that's what Formula One does. If it goes like half the race, they give half the points. But that still would have given Sanders the Speed Week win because he lost by 3 points, and in this scenario, he beat him by 7 spots, so he'd have won the Speed Week title by half a point.
Well, it shows that it's a 6-point disadvantage here. Why is that?
Because they don't have the 5th race up.
Oh, okay.
Sanders ran second. Sanders ran second, and Macedo ran 5th, so he closed the gap by 3. He lost. He's 6 behind. He wound up losing by 3.
Who does their website to not even have that done?
Well, I'm surprised they have this much up. But I'm just saying. Does it sound? See, someone says broke Joe to jaded Joe. I like these people who are commenting together. I wish they were on here. It is what I'm saying. Obviously I'm on Sanders' side, but I'm telling you, I'm fair. If this was happening to Cole Macedo and Sanders was benefiting, I would come on the show and point it out. I would.
Right.
But it never happens that way. I don't see Neto wiping out Macedo. I don't see it the other way.
Right.
If it's the other way, have somebody come on and show the other side. Someone says, so why Macedo's over Sanders? Why does the club care? Because Macedo and the Tarletons and the Netos and the Selzies are part of the Cartel and Roth and Kadings that run this whole club. It's the little club they're all in.
Somebody said, how close
That's
is
why
Mitries in Kading, though?
Well, Mitri buys parts from him, but he's not. Mitri lives in Reading. He has nothing to do with the Central Valley. It's the Central Valley guys in Kading.
Hmm.
You mean how close are they geographically, or friends, or I mean, what do you mean close?
Is Tarleton a sponsor of the series, or?
Well, they sponsor the Hanford track. I think they help bankroll that. I don't know. This is what we don't know. You know what we need? If we could subpoena Jim Allen's cell phone to see the text messages he's getting, I think we'd get the answers.
Benevolent Fund. What is this?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay. Rules and membership. They have these.
Well, you can look into what rules you can look into. The race,
Sponsors.
to download the general rule book. There's nothing about a race being cut short and points being awarded or not awarded.
Sports.
Yeah, rotating performance, lifeline. Those things work. And I believe it was a Kading mount that had the bottle fly off the car on Macedo.
Okay. One of your listeners said in most rule books you must be half the race for full points. I think that's right too. But the rule book doesn't say this. The Outlaws, I said, ran a 10-lap race and awarded full points.
Where's it going to be? Rules of conduct? No, they don't use those probably, but
it's pretty far down. Pull down far. You got to go to the racing rules.
Low car counts.
Yeah, they know about low car counts.
Program format.
Did you see what's happened out here? Ocean Speedway canceled racing because they only got 8 cars the week before, and Hanford pulled in 12 cars. And the SCCT that started off with over 60 cars is down to 18 at Antioch. You see the car counts, how they're heading out here?
No, I'm pretty sure they're
good
bad.
Job. Okay, there's the point system.
All right.
I like your points better, but that's a different.
I think it's awesome. Welcome.
I think you went too far.
No,
you just missed it. It's right above the points. Above the points.
Blank sheet.
A little more. There's really nothing about red flag, yellow scoring. Okay, I just come on to inform the audience, whether I'm right or wrong, the audience can decide.
Well, somebody in chat asked if this is going to affect Dirt Cup.
Is what?
All this bullshit going on.
What? How would it?
No, this is business as usual.
Yeah,
the Dirt Cup's run by a whole different organization.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's the point. It's just they sweep it under the rug and go to the next race.
Yeah, the Dirt Cup's not run by NARC. I think it's a different. It's
okay.
run by the Skagit people. Doesn't mean shenanigans might not go on.
Rules of the conduct.
I mean, Zeb Wise is, the Rudine car, and Rudine runs the track. So, what do you think?
Yeah, Corey Day's probably going to sweep the week, I'd assume. But
unless something, unusual happens, he should win.
But he's a halfway cartel member because of status.
He's Central Valley. He's Clovis.
I was curious on the rules of conduct. Like, is there stuff in here? Like, no. Like, if Justin it's like, why wouldn't these drivers speak up if they feel these ways? Is there something they can do to penalize them for a Facebook post?
No,
or something?
but there's nothing you can do. If you speak up, it doesn't matter. They just laugh and they go to the next one.
I think advocacy is an underutilized weapon.
Well, we talk up, but I was on your show a year ago and pointing all these things out, and they continue. I'm just saying they continue to happen.
Well, I mean, you started to gain some ground, and people show up at your shop with, crowbars or whatever, they're ready to get you.
Well, I hit a nerve. Whatever I say, there must be some truth in it, or they would laugh it off. The fact that they don't want this exposed. They want to censor Justin on the mic. They want to censor Cali Dirt. They don't want me on a show like this. They don't want me pointing this out. We don't know who really runs the show. No one will admit to it. It's a club. It's vague answers. It's rulings. This cost Justin Sanders money. They had a Speed Week purse, and Justin Cox. I think it cost him money in the. It's kind of criminal. You're taking money unfairly by making decisions. It's not just points. This is hundreds or maybe thousands of dollars that are being taken out of someone's pocket. It's criminal, isn't it, Chaz, to steal money?
I mean, it is, but if it's the club's money, they do as they please, Although it is a non-profit. I guess they can make any...
Yeah. Well, this is the downhill spiral of the sport in California. But I see it in the Midwest, and I see the crowds, and I go, it's like a different planet to what I see out here.
Yeah, I know. That's the big deal, is the fans. You can't pull stuff off like that in PA, for instance, because if you did that, like, the fucking fans would burn the track down.
They at Ocean, they were down to 8 cars, and they get less than 100 fans, so they canceled the race. And then Hanford had 12 cars.
Wow.
So what is the cartel's goal other than Macedo winning this title? Run everybody out of the sport?
Well, it's like a private little league where they can see their kids win. We talked about this.
That's right.
A pretend stardom. Although Cole Macedo is doing good in that 16, I'm surprised. What's up with that?
He's had a couple good. I don't. You mean he's consistently done good, or had a couple good runs?
I mean, it's fast. It's fast. It's not slow. It's not typical Cole Macedo that's, wrecking and getting in fights with Bill Rose,
Well, he's gotten a little better, but see, someone said that they already talk about the last green at Grays Harbor. When you're
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We pointed it out with the push truck right on the edge of the track.
Yeah. Push truck on the track. We'll start the race. Yeah, we don't know what the front looked like. I mean, did Dom look at Dom's jump? Were they even ready?
I mean, it is. Hold on, let's do the seconds here. They go green 30 seconds after pushing the cars off, or at least boarding off. 36, they're green into 1. Did they even do a lap after pushing boarding? No,
I
they
don't
didn't.
think so.
How do you get the
See,
field
the cars
set?
don't even look like they're.
Yeah, they're not in formation really. The cameraman is kind of like, what the hell?
Is the cameraman blind, or not the
he-
cameraman, is the flagman blind, or what? Shit.
They're doing what they're told
Well,
to
it's-
keep a job in the sport they love. That's all they're doing.
This is all NARC people. The NARC flagman, the race director. This is the NARC King of the West people running this show.
Wow.
But once again, nobody got hurt, so it's fine. Go to the next one. See Sanders running under Starks there?
Yeah.
You see on the front straightaway after the race, Starks was confronting Justin. And
No, I
off
didn't
and
see
off.
that. Just because of
Well,
3 and 4?
Yeah, see that right there? If
Okay.
Justin runs somebody hard, then he gets confronted. He can get obliterated. Nobody confronts Neto. But if Justin just runs somebody hard with no contact, then Trey Starks is going to get in Justin's face on the front stretch, and the officials let it happen. I should have put that on there. I didn't think about it. I forgot. I can't remember everything.
Well, when you
Justin-
when you know you're dealing with the protected, asset, it seems
Yeah.
like anti-Justin's protected. You can get away with that. He probably would never do that to a Macedo or Selzy or
Oh no,
the
no,
protected.
but it's part of him being singled out. They're going to do everything. I'll come back on the show if there's more monkey business. Hopefully they can run the Dirt Cup and the final 8 King of the West races smooth as silk, no hitches, no problems, nothing for me to look at, and I go the best man wins.
It is
But we're
crazy
hoping-
that the car's still there. Pretty much, they didn't even finish the push. They just went, oh shit, green, get out of the way.
Yeah, leave the driver vulnerable.
Try to answer some of your questions here. Someone said, "What do you think of the tow train?" I don't. What is that?
Oh, we're talking when Gravel got to be held in the pits for 10 minutes to fix his car with the only one of the only tow trains to clear the wreck. You didn't see that? River
Well, you
Cities?
notice but what's unfair is they pull him out of the pile first.
Yeah. Oh, it was all the way around.
Because he's out on the track fucking throwing his hands up. Come on, hurry up, get me
But
going.
this is my solution was not to have a work area.
Yeah. My solution
And we
is
don't have
negative 10 points. Because it's going to happen.
Someone said, "What do I think of Ocean Speedway car counts?" Well, last year they got down to like 14 and 12 and 11, and this year they got down to 8. I think they're doing a great job out there.
Well, this is probably,
I think-
when you're an outsider, do you want to get involved with that, unfairness that you're viewing?
I don't have a car out there.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying,
Why
other
would
people. Why would somebody want to invest into that scenario?
Well, this is what it looks like to me, that the cartel is running the sport down to where it's going to be extinct, and I'm in the midst of watching it happen, and everybody seems to be fine with it.
Well, I told the people I'm staying with we'll be done by 11. We got 10 more minutes. There are some hit questions here that we can get on.
Okay.
What do you think of the
Can you
Kevin
keep
Niles
questions?
situation getting fired? Obviously, he was the series director there, or competition director with High Limit. I heard it was a mixture of apparently shit started going south after the scales. I don't know if you saw that with Brad Sweet. What was your opinion on that one? And I halfway think, what you're talking about there with California, it's somewhat of a microcosm of what you see with the Outlaws and Gravel and even that High Limit situation. It's like, it's fine, next race,
Well, I mentioned that I had a car run at Ocean last year, and after qualifying, I went to the scales because I was curious to see what my car weighed, and the lady told me the scales weren't working. But they still they waved cars onto the scale, and they pushed them off. They okayed them. But when I went and looked, there was no digits coming up on the readout.
Right. But what about this one in particular, which was kind of different?
Yeah, that. I kind of think that Brad should have been disqualified.
Right. Something.
Yeah, I thought he should have been disqualified, but You know,
nepotism.
the high limit race. Yeah, it's the cronyism. He's in the club, and you know, last year when Justin was out there in the Swindell car and they threw the phantom
Right.
checkers and Rico stopped, Justin was the one who, you know.
So it don't matter where it is. God says, "Fuck you, Justin." It always fucks
Yeah, and I try
Justin.
to stand up for
Why
him.
is that?
I try to stand up. I think because probably being associated with me doesn't help.
Well, but the Swindell
I
Lab
think-
deal at Tri-City is so random. That's just bad fucking luck, right? To be the one guy that it just...
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why it happens that way. Let's go to a few more questions. We're almost done here. Let's go to the next question. The Kevin Nouse thing, I don't know enough about the workings of it all.
Okay.
Give me a good question. Find a good question for somebody. How many people are listening?
Jeremy Elliott should have interviewed Brad after that incident. I don't think so. Swindell backed down.
Swindell backed down. You know what they did is they put him at the back of the dash. I would have said, no, I'm in the dash draw or I'm loading up.
But in that instance, Swindell did back down.
He did. That's what I'm saying. They tagged him on to the end of the dash, I believe, like ninth or something.
Steve Pentland says Joe is Kyle. I'm assuming Larson that much better than everyone else.
I'm afraid so.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I did, Chaz. You want to know what I did? I bought so far 3 Indy 500 tickets, and I'm going to have Kyle sign them. So just, you know, memorabilia stuff. Kyle is better than everybody.
Okay.
He is. Now, I still think, me and Justin have talked about this, that Corey Day at 16 was better than Kyle at 16. And at 17 and now 18, it's very close. I still think Kofoid in the right situation. I don't think Kofoid has really ever been in the right situation in a sprint car. I just don't believe it. I wish Kofoid was in the 40.
I think Kofoid is I know you probably disagree. I think he's mentally soft.
I don't think so. I think he's dragging a car along that has really had no. Has there been any success in the Roth car in the last 10 years to speak of? Can you remember anybody doing anything in it?
I mean, Reitzel was
Memorable?
okay.
Okay. So you're saying a guy
He
was
won
okay.
races. He was, I believe, top 5 in points when he had his
Wasn't he with
chassis.
the illegal chassis? He won
Yeah,
races?
but they didn't run it every night. He only pulled it out for special occasions. I mean, I'm sure
Someone
there's
said
special
Kwanjo
chassis out
Kofoid was
there.
at, okay, wait. Somebody said Kofoid was at Coons. Yeah, he dominated the midgets. I'm saying in a sprint car, he hasn't fallen into the right. You put Kofoid in the 41 of the 2 car? But he's only 21, isn't he? I mean, I think.
Well, that's my problem with the Corey Day hype is why has everybody forgot about Buddy all of a sudden? Just because he's not in that age range? Just because he's not pretty, he's got a big nose? Just because NASCAR elites want to take him to the back?
Well, because the motor blows up. His motor blew up, cost him $250,000. His motor blew up at the Tuscarora 50, cost him $60 or $70,000. If his motor wouldn't blow up, we would be talking about him. He blew a tire leading to Volusia. I mean, what is that?
Well, no, I'm just saying the hype train for Corey Day is shadowing the hype train for Kofoid, and I only feel like it's because Corey Day hasn't went the NASCAR route yet, and that Corey Day had success.
Buddy left home at 16 to race up in Washington. Buddy went to Ohio at 17 by himself. Buddy has no money behind him. He has no family members in racing. He has no connections. Everything he earned square through his results. He has no connections. Corey Day's father and uncle were in racing. They're connected with Myers. They have big money people behind him. It's a whole different scenario.
That's the problem, though.
Well, it's not the problem. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. You know, some people get dealt a better hand. But I'm saying is for driving talent, before this weekend, Day had a stretch where he didn't do much. You kind of forgot.
Yeah.
Someone said Buddy had Dan Simpson behind him. When Dan Simpson put Buddy in the car at 13, 14, it was 10-year-old equipment. It was never top dollar stuff.
People don't think about that though, Joe.
Well, that's why I'm on the show. Buddy has never been. I mean, okay, he drove that Crouch car to an Outlaw win. What has it done since?
Right.
He's overachieving in the cars he's in. So I'm saying if he was in a better car, we don't know what he would do. He's carrying the team along. If he got out of that Roth car and they put.
Go ahead.
If he got out of the Roth car, is he outperforming McFadden?
Well, McFadden has some pretty good stretches. But I mean, McFadden is really good, so that's a hard comparison. I think you could say the same thing about McFadden if you threw him in the 41 or the 2-2. You know, McFadden's good. That's probably the best success that 83 seen was McFadden when he's on it. You know, prior to Buddy.
Is he 10 years older than Buddy? I mean, Buddy's almost still hitting tracks he's never seen before.
If you're talking
Someone
about
said put Buddy in the 57.
Yeah.
When Buddy was in the Paul Silva 57, he dominated the Trophy Cup, easily won it. The one time he drove the 57, it was an easy win. There's the pairing. Put Buddy in the 57 when Kyle can't race.
Somebody just said NARC Inc. Form 990 Schedule 0 description injured driver support payments amount $15,500. Apparently, somebody needs to tell the family that there's $15,000 waiting on them. He won. Tony Gomes says he won Trophy Cup in the 57. That was Kofoid, right?
That's right. He dominated it. It was an easy win. We got Tony Gomes on. Where's he been? Remember he corrected me last year when I was wrong on how many NARC regulars ran the whole series?
You would not forget it. I swear you would not forget it if someone corrects you.
No, if someone corrects me, I want people to come on with similar information to mine and show me where I might be wrong or improve on my information to help the show. We don't need some guy droning on from who knows where about nothing. We're trying to point out things in the racing world and make observations, intelligent observations.
Apparently NARC Inc. assets are worth $184,000. They could sue for that. I still sit here and say, Joe, as much as y'all want to ego stroke Kyle's better than everybody else, I still say if you put Christopher Bell in the same amount of experience now because of lack of opportunity, that Bell's just as good as Larson, if not better. Still say it.
I'm saying there was a stretch a few years back in midgets where Bell was better than Larson in the midgets.
Bell showed up on a flatbed and won an outlaw race at Jacksonville.
No, but that is a go-kart
once again a
track
car that never wins. It's an outlaw win. It's a West Coast track. Then discount all the West Coast outlaw victories.
Okay, that's one win. So what?
What are you talking about? One win, short track nationals, 360. I mean, name them. He's always performed well.
What's he done at Knoxville, Bill?
How many starts has he got at Knoxville? I ain't looked that up.
What's he done at Williams Grove? What's he done at Eldora?
How many starts does he have at these tracks? I haven't.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you the question. I don't know.
That's why I say opportunity.
Yeah, Bell won a couple outlaw races. I'm not disputing Bell could have possibly went head to head with NASCAR with Kyle in the dirt and been just as good. I'm saying he was better than Kyle for a stretch in the midgets.
Okay. Although Kyle did take him out at Lawrenceburg when they were racing for a win, but
yeah. And Bell was never in the top sprint car. What sprint car did Bell ever drive?
The best one would have been Swindell, Speed Lab.
And really, where does that rate on the national scene?
Well, he was dicing it up with Silva in the 57 until Kyle had enough.
Okay, well, I agree. I think Bell is equal. I think it's Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. I think it's splitting hairs between those two. Okay. So we can throw Bell into the mix of what you're saying. Okay, I don't think Larson, Bell, given the chance, could do it. Okay, I agree with you, but you have another name?
I think Kofoid's on that level. I think Day is, but isn't. Why is he inconsistent? I know it's first time. Maybe that's the deal. And I do think that's why he was good at Knoxville. Because he did run nationals last year. I believe he ran Midwest. I believe he had a few races last year at Knoxville, didn't he? Yeah.
Did you notice the first race at Knoxville this week, he went from 22nd to 7th?
Yeah.
And then he won. The performance of Corey Day winning on Sunday night was absolutely remarkable. That
Saturday.
Let's say he's run 10 races there, maybe 10.
Yeah.
At that speed, to run that cushion and move around on the track and hold up to the pressure of Schuchart and Schatz, I would have given him halfway through the race. I would have given him halfway through the race a 5% chance of winning that race. I would have said he's not going to. There's no way he's going to get stuck in the middle, and Donnie's going to drive by him. And didn't Donnie pass him? And he passed Donnie back and Schuchart.
Well, Schuchart passed him back, but he wrecked again. Now, you would have to say, Joe, that would be the big benefit of that win was the cushion. You would have to say that. If that cushion's not there and it's a float the middle track, you're in trouble. I think Corey Day ain't got that down yet.
He's only succeeded on laying on the cushion.
Right. So he's a Sheldon.
So far.
Right.
So far.
Well, and Larson was the same. Larson never really floated the middles either. I mean.
Now, Larson won a Knoxville Nationals prelim in the 1K car his first or second time there.
Right.
And of course, it might have been the first night. There wasn't much.
The prelims are always iffy, Joe, because of the format. You know, I mean, there's a lot of guys winning.
Well, I think he was there the first night, and it was locked down, and he was in front. But also on the Knoxville show this week, Kofoid picked like two of the most horrible numbers. I think the first night he was like the fifth to last car in the second group, and the next night he was like the third to last car in the first group. That totally penalized him. That track slowed down 2-3 tenths. It killed him. And he drove through the field, passing like a dozen cars each night. So I think that is an interesting bet. The Knoxville Nationals, who finishes higher, Day or Kofoid? That's a good bet. Hey, you're dirt gambling.
Well, I lost my $1,000 on fucking Day coming 20th to 7th. So I thought Kofoid would at least stay ahead of him.
22nd to 7th. Okay, any more questions? Come on, we're almost closing up here. Anybody?
I think that's it.
Should they fix the heat races for Kofoid like gravel?
Yeah, they do. They do it, dude. The
Kofoid in the 39M. Now, wait a minute. I pointed out last time that the 39M car has never really done much out of the state, and you pointed out he won a couple high limits. But remember when Lance DeWeese went and ran the million?
Yeah.
Did he even get out of the B race?
I don't think so.
And what did Macri do the first night at Knoxville? Then he went home?
Hold on. We're unearthing some interesting information. Spike, I guess, is hit up his attorney that's still awake on cocaine, probably banging hookers. He says he has dug into the 501c3 records of NARC Inc., and it shows that Jim Allen is a fall guy, I guess. It shows that Brent Kading is the president, Ashley Smith is the secretary-treasurer, and Bud Kading is the director. Todd Ventura is the bookkeeper.
Todd Ventura works for Dennis Roth. Ashley Smith works on the Zero car, the white Zero car. Maury Williams.
Like the Jonathan Allard Zero?
Yeah, he married into that. I think he married the daughter of Maury Williams, something like that. So that's Kading. That's the Maury Williams car. There's two Kadings and there's a Roth.
According to 501c3 records, Jim Allen is not on it.
He's the front man. He said they said Jim Allen made the decision on the points. Did he not talk to any of these people about it? He can just do that?
I mean, I don't know how accurate. It's hard to trust Spike. So they have not. He says they have not publicly filed 501c3 taxes since 2019. So who knows how relevant or irrelevant it is as far as who is who? We don't know.
But what we do know is we don't know. We do know
that we don't know. Yeah.
We can't get a straight answer. We can't argue with anybody because we don't even know who we're arguing with.
Well, arguing with Spike is definitely getting us nowhere, but
decisions are being made. I want to point out to Tanner Holmes. I think them coming off the road and staying on the West Coast he does look way better than he did last year. He's way more consistent. I think if he stays on the West Coast this year and maybe go to the Nationals and follow the Outlaws, he'll get to run the high limit. I think Tanner Holmes' family has made the right decisions this year. I think they come back home and he's consistent. He's showing more consistency than ever.
Right.
He's not shown night in, night out that he can really race with Sanders and Macedo and Golovic and Selzy, but he's not far off. And on some nights he can.
Right. Apparently Spike
So I
Fast
think-
has their EIN number. You think that the decision to stay home was smart?
Well, for now.
Build the confidence back?
I don't think confidence. I think you just got to learn your craft. You know, it's just a better place. It's how you do it. It's how it used to be done. These guys that run out on the road, they fail. You have to build some type of base. You got to be a winner at home and then go on the road.
Okay, final question. I think you may have some thoughts on this. Broke Joe, is gravel overrated?
No. Gravel's good.
But he's not
Gravel-
Kyle. What's the difference between gravel and Kyle?
It's Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. One's the greatest and one's a Hall of Famer. It means if they raced heads up, Kyle would win 65 to 70% of the time over gravel. He wouldn't dominate him. Gravel would get his share. But Kyle, it's a combination of cars too. You know, Kyle with Paul Silva and gravel in that 2 car. The question is, where does Brad Sweet fall into that?
Yeah,
I think.
I was about to say, yeah.
Where does Sweet fall in? But gravel, Sweet, and Kyle
The
are
modern
the top
big
by
three?
far, aren't they? Yeah. Who's the fact that Schatz is second in points? Macedo looks like he's fallen off. I don't know what that is. Sheldon can never be consistent. Schuhart
No.
does not have a podium this year.
Gio?
Gio to me has been a slight disappointment. He's been out there long enough.
He should have already did it.
doesn't-
If it was going to click, it should have.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, and I kind of surprised because watching the West Coast drivers come through, when you talk Kyle, I mean, there's been so many of them at this point. Kyle, and then Macedo, and Rico, and Gio, and Buddy. To me, another big disappointment this year is Eliason. I don't know what that is, but
Yeah. But I've never considered Eliason good, but continue.
But Gio does not seem to be in that mix as often as I thought he would be this year. He has his nights, but
He's sliding
I don't
into a Sheldon category, less the Rex.
he's more gravel. I mean, he's more Schuhart.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch. I think Buddy, you know, these guys grew up together. Buddy and Gio are the same age, and they race together a lot, and they've had different paths. I still give Buddy the talent edge
Yeah.
over Gio.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost like Gio's peaked.
Yeah.
See, the thing about Kyle and why Kyle has been, now I saw Kyle when he was 15, 16. Kyle always seems to be improving. He never was static. Every year he accomplished things he never did the year before. When he was 16, 17, 18, 19, you could almost mark, first time the Outlaws came, he made the main. Next time the Outlaws came in the winter, he top 10'd it. Next time the Outlaws came, he made the dash. Then he won a race. And then he won the second Gold Cup. He lapped up into 10th. It was remarkable to just see the progress and growth of what he did. And that's the sign. We don't know what someone has inside them, that some guys can grow and adapt and learn and have a desire or a God gift ability. And it's a surprise. You just don't know. And Gio looks like he is stalled out. Buddy looks like he's not in the right situation. Sheldon's who he's going to be. Schuhart, I don't know with the split team of Allen, and I don't know where Bobby Allen is. It seems like something's missing there that wasn't missing before. I don't know if Bobby Allen's splitting where he's at or who's making the decisions. I don't know. Donnie.
He's with Jacob.
You know, when they're not, the team has been split. You know, Donnie, when he started losing to Brad, they said it was the Ford Motors, and then they said it was the Ford Motors, and then they said his dad is sick and passed away, and they kept.
It looked like Donnie might have had a chance to be O'Donnell to start the year, but it just went away.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks like it's the gravel show. You know, someone asked, is gravel overrated? I mean, what is gravel rated? What does the public think? Is gravel overrated? Like, where does someone think he should be rated? Who do they think is better than gravel?
He's a great qualifier, though.
Who do they think is better than gravel? Okay, Kyle and Brad. Okay, you put gravel third.
I thought Buddy could have been a championship contender this year, but it is too soon. I was aiming really high, but
I think that's the team. I think there's the team. That is not a proven winner. When, I mean, like you said,
Lasowski
had a stretch last year. I mean, Lasowski, that's 20 years ago.
I know, that's what I mean.
At least 20 years ago. The Roth team, they're playing with this Toyota Motors. You know, that's what they're doing. I mean, I don't know what the future has in hold. Should Casey Kane retire and put Buddy in a Kane car? What would we get there?
Yeah. I mean, the Kane car's fast. I just think it's the driver that ain't there with it, you know, so.
What would Buddy look like in a Kane car? What would Buddy look like in a, I don't know, the 69K looked pretty good.
Yeah. How about Darren Pittman? Man, that's fucking unreal what he can do. But I don't think talent goes away, Joe. That's why when you get your equipment and get back on the track, you'll be right there with them.
But it takes, you talked about this on your last show with Callum. You have to have the right people around. It has to be, it's a band. You have to have a cohesive unit. And, you know, everybody's born for some destiny. And you look at people, I mean, now we're going to be watching Danny Sams. What is he going to do? Where is he going to go? Can he consistently top 10 outlaw shows? Not make an outlaw show and run 18th or 14th or Austin McCarl around. Can Danny Sams do something?
Right.
But there you go. We're past our time. Any more questions?
No. We went 12 minutes over just for you.
Okay. Let's see how many viewers we got here. We got people listening. People
Do
like
we?
me back on the
I can't
show.
see my viewer count.
47.
Oh, wow.
147.
We're running strong. We don't have to go.
Well, why did the feed go out for a while? What happened?
Working on a wireless internet connection. It goes out from time to time.
Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on the King of the West, and if I see favoritism towards Sanders, I'm going to come right on and point it out. Okay?
I have a feeling we ain't hearing from you again, Joe, if that's the case.
If I see anything that looks suspicious that's helping Sanders, I'm going to come on and call BS on the whole operation.
I
honestly,
will do it. As far, you know, there should be no sympathy for King of the West. Obviously, the stuff you're pointing out. This thing right here, I almost need to screenshot this. Actually, I just did it, Joe, just for us.
Yeah.
This is interesting information. This injured driver support payments amount that is in apparently the NARC Incorporated form of $15,500. That is apparently set aside for injured drivers.
We want to wish Angelique Bell a full recovery. It was unfortunate what happened. To me, it was disgraceful. If I was running something like that, I'd have trouble sleeping at night. But
they're worried about whose points is going where, So
they were worried about the points. Jim, what are we doing about the points? That's the question. The points. The person who asked the question about the points was the one who benefited the most from what they did with the points. Coincidence?
Okay, before we let you go, do you need to go, Sean? He's going to go probably. But we do have one more question.
Does he have any questions? Does your boy have any questions for Brosto?
Nope.
He does not.
Okay.
I want to know what you think of what's wrong with my point system, Joe. This is my personal question. This is what's wrong with the points, Joe?
I'd have to go back and analyze it. I do not like that. I like the 10-point drop, but I don't think there should be a 3 points between second, third, and 7. Who cares about a podium? That's just a fictitious.
No, it's not. It's fictitious unless you give it emphasis. You got to support what you're talking about, Joe.
I don't care about a podium. Listen, do you notice now that you have to wave a flag on the wing?
Do you know the
VP
statue
flag?
at the university, that has people in the podium,
But did you notice you have to wave a flag? First you got the neckband, and then the hat, and then you have to go up top for the confetti cannon, and now you're waving a flag. What can they get you to do next? Can you juggle? What can they convince you to do that you have to do? We're waving a flag now. What's next?
Okay.
Tap dancing?
I'm just putting emphasis on what it's supposed to be. What else? What else is wrong?
I didn't really. I was zoning out when I waited for 2 hours. I wasn't really paying attention to this. I can't really. You know what I did is while you were doing this, I was bidding on a Sandy Koufax ticket stub that I won, a 1963 Game 1 World Series ticket stub that I want to get Sandy Koufax to sign, and I was trying not to fall asleep when you started. I do like penalizing the work area. I'm saying if someone goes to the work area, they should take all their money away for the main event that night if you want to come back out.
Right, it should be like a provisional.
Yeah, if you go to the work area, the money's gone. That's right. You go to the work area.
Yeah.
Is it the Seafoam work area?
Yeah, they sponsored it. They made money on it.
They sponsored the work area.
Yeah.
Is that really work being done? I mean, do we need to see him rebuild the car? I guess the fans like it.
That's what they say. I still
Okay.
can't believe that $3,200 for fourth in the Outlaws.
Fourth at the golf tournament was $150,000.
What's up with what they tie for second? Is that why they split it?
That's right. They tied. There was a 3-girl playoff. Lydia Vu, Lexi Thompson, and Grace Kim. There was a 3-way tie playoff. So yeah, they tied for second. So they get second and third place money. They add it together to divide by 2.
Mm.
But that was just a regular tournament. This week is like the U.S. Women's Open. It'll be $1 million. But think about that. Women's golf, second place. What was it? 234,000. Women's golf.
Yeah.
The Outlaw. To think that you run. If I bring a car to Knoxville and I run fourth at an Outlaw show, I make $3,200. $3,200.
Insane, man. When I saw that, insane.
It's unbelievably low. To think this is a professional sport. The car on the track is $100,000. You have 3 or 4 grown men. You have
willing to
hotels.
die.
You have $800,000 hauler. You got 5 motors. Well, how much money are they spend? How much money does Brock Zerfa spend? How much money does this cost?
They literally handed Kerry Matson $200 in the B. $200.
And there was 60 some cars. There was 60 some cars. They're there. I think a rear tire is over $400 now, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah. C Main, let's see who got the shaft. Spencer Baston got $125 check, Joe. Tim Caden got $125 at Knoxville.
Which night?
This is a Saturday. This is a Saturday.
Yeah, Tim Caden started 4th in his heat, drove it to 10th, started like 4th in the C, and was getting passed by McKenna Hossey.
McKenna got 125 too. You know, I mean.
Well, Tim pulled off. He saved a little fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, 125 fucking bucks. Dude.
It just shows you how rich the people doing it are.
This is why I say it's all back to ego. The car owners, the drivers, all of it. It's all egotistically based.
Well,
Think Kyle Larson needs $5,000?
$60,000 motors. And they have 3 or 4 of them. And Kyle made $5,000?
What the fuck?
And the women's golf got $450,000 to win a regular tournament. Women's golf.
Yeah.
Lydia Vu was out there with her golf clubs for 1 week's work, made $450,000 with a caddy and her parents and a swing coach.
Yes.
It was a set of clubs. They probably pay for a motel, I'm sure. You don't, and when you race the Outlaws, you got to pay to get in.
Yeah.
You got to pay to get in the pits. That I can't even believe I'm saying that. I can't even believe that's realistic.
It shouldn't be.
You buy a car, and I have to pay to get in the event. And nobody questions it. They just go, okay, a pit pass. Why don't everyone say we're not paying the pit pass? I brought the car. What would they do?
Bill Baylaw got $125 or $150 the A on Friday.
How do you train people to willingly give you money that makes no sense? How can I not get into this? I want a scam like this.
Wait.
Someone asked, why doesn't Sanders... We'll end on this. Someone asked here a question. Why doesn't Sanders run a national series? Is that a good question to end on?
I'm just trying to see how much the non-qualifiers got paid, but continue. It says 0. It says 0. Wait. Is this real? It is 0. Oh my God. I was trying to see if they just threw him at the back of the sea. It don't look like it.
Well, you know what's good? What's good on that Outlaw website, you can click on a name like Craig Kinzer. You can see how much money he's made the whole year. If you click on a name.
Oh, any of them?
Yeah, click on their name.
Oh, wow. $29,000.
The whole year.
He's made more than last year already with double the starts, though. But I wonder what Zierfoss's is. Man, how did they keep doing that? They're mad at me. They're mad at me because I called them out on that. But
yeah, what is the life plan? Are they just rich people, like you said, and they just Tim Estenson around till the money ends?
I didn't say that about Tim Estenson, but I mean, it doesn't look good.
Tim Estenson, he ran 9th at USITS. You got that purse?
No, I don't. We should look it up though. That would be good. This is what endorses the PA idea, you know. Tim's won it.
Well, you get into something like this. It's like, how much money do you want to lose?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how much money? People say, "Why don't you run a car?" And I go, "Well, so you want me to lose $100,000? Well, I mean, what motivation is there for me to do this?"
It looks like they have potentially did the smart thing and not put the results in particular on the site. Hold on, never mind. Here we go. Yeah, you're not seeing money values. But they've posted their weekly payout somewhere.
USITS is now on their website?
Probably going to have to search for the weekly payout to actually go straight to it.
Isn't it like $5,000 to win?
Well, 22. You think they would post it on a little more of a public situation? Okay, here it is. to 500 to start, 5,000 win. But look at that. I mean, fourth is 2,000. I mean, that's only a 1,200 off of gravel at an outlaw show on NASCAR weekend, Saturday against the best.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's pretty good pay, actually.
Look at that B main though. The B main's the more impressive one. The Outlaws was, I think the same thing. I think hold on. Let me, wait, what's this? All right. Let's see here, history. Oh, come on.
Well, I want to address this. Your boy Dank said Sanders did not run great in the 39M, and I pointed this out on your show. He had about 14 consecutive top 10s against stacked fields at tracks he'd never been to.
Okay, so it is confirmed. B main money is 200 to start with the Outlaws, and it is 200 to start. They even got 300. Theirs drops 353, well, 500, I guess, to be the first non, but it's not far off. It is not far off of the Outlaws. It's the same to start the B main.
Yeah, that's pretty good weekly pay usage.
Race Savers, look at that. Okay. Okay, so the fan is saying Sanders is horrible.
Who said that? That's a comment?
You said, what who'd you say? Didn't perform well in the 39N?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think he does as good in the 39M as Macri. Macri picks on his PA guys and stacks up wins. On the road, he's done nothing, really. He won one high limit? 2 high limits?
2 at this point, I believe.
Well, Justin's run less to high limits than him, and he has 2 seconds in the Swindell car. I think if you put him in the 39M against these high limit fields,
yeah,
Justin would have a couple wins. I mean, they take it out of context. I don't know. They're not watching closely. They're just casual observers, and they go, "Well, Justin didn't win, so he didn't do good." But they're not looking at the body of work, and where he was, and who he was racing, and where he was finishing. And but that's okay.
So apparently, Jason Myers, I'm still digging into this Spike Fast, investigation. Jason Myers was a director up until the 2017 fiscal year of the NARC Inc. And then 2019 was filed by Brent Kading as assistant treasurer. NARC went from a 6K asset in 2014 to 184K in 2019. That's a big jump.
We want to know why Sandra doesn't run the.
Is this a country time deal or something? Let's see.
Are they calling Sanders Sandra, I guess?
0 money to board members, no employees. And they go from a 6K company to 184. Interesting. The driver injury payout is the only thing listed as a sub-expense. But yeah, there's the guy who says, where's it at? He didn't run great in the 39M.
Didn't run great.
I didn't think he didn't run
It's
bad. He just didn't set the world on fire. But I mean, Wayne County, first night in it, wasn't it? I mean,
what did they think he was going to do? Drive by Brad Sweet and David Gravel? I mean, Macri's not doing that. What did they think he was going to do? I mean, what realistically? He didn't crash the car. He crashed once at Lernerville. I think he was running third. Hit the cushion and bounced off the track. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I don't know what they didn't set the world on fire. Well, you thought so people expected him to get in the 39M and dominate the Outlaws? Is that what the expectation was?
They're thinking Kofoid would clean up if he was in the 39M.
39M has no lineage of success on the road. What'd Lance do at the Million? What'd Macri do this weekend? It's a mid-pack car that won a couple. Everybody wins a couple. You run 200, you're going to win a couple. If you're any good.
Don't they have like the ex-crew chief of Sweet though?
Yeah, they got Joe Mooney. Yeah, but I'm just stating what they have done. The 39M has not gone on the road and dominated anything.
He just has a fan base that cheers him because he's from PA, and it's a big noise.
And he whips up on Dylan Cisney and whoever else is, Freddie Raymer and those guys. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy said Sanders made most of the features. Sanders made all of the features except at the Nationals. I think that's probably the problem. He did slip back from 3rd to 5th in his heat race. That killed his whole national weekend. So he did have 2 or 3 bad laps in the heat race that tainted really the whole view of how he did in that car.
Right.
But
because he did better at Knoxville in the Swindell car. That's what kind of got him all the phone calls, right?
Yeah, but that can happen to anybody in Knoxville. He hasn't run there much. He went out and they kind of flubbed in the heat race, and that was it. He went from 3rd to 5th. If he'd have stayed 4th, he'd have been in the main. But
so what is the grapevine saying about Justin Sanders' national prowess in the future?
Well, I he's 31 years old.
That don't mean shit
he
to
has
me
a fiance.
personally. But
What? I'm just saying.
You're saying him personally.
Yeah, I'm just telling you the situation. I mean, as I see it, what I to say I advise him or something. I mean, we talk about things. I mean, he's 31. I wouldn't go on the road unless you got a top right. Well, why would you want to go out there and do what J.J. Hickles do? What is J.J. Hickles' life? What is his lifestyle? What is Caleb Henry doing? How much money are you bringing in? What kind of life are you living?
Right.
Justin's doing well out here. He has his vinyl business. He rebuilds shocks. He sells parts. He gets a salary from Demo. He gets part of the winnings from Demo. He drives the 4SA car, and they seem to win every single race. He's making money at racing. He's invested some in real estate. We've invested some in the stock market. We're doing well. We'll keep this rolling. Sure, if an opportunity comes along that is worth his time, but he's a winner. He's won about 150 races in his life. He's not going to go out there and hack it up and not perform. I mean, how many top rides, if you don't bring money, I mean, who's going to call him? Realistically, you think he should take the one-on-one?
No, I think the 25.
Yeah, but how much money is he losing taking that? So he's going to shut his business down. He's going to give up the Demo salary, the 4SA car, and he's going to run the 25 against who? Where? How'd Justin Henderson doing it at Knoxville?
Yeah, but we know that's a good car, Joe. Don't downplay that 25. It's good.
But what has it ever done? But I'm saying you're going to leave what you've worked for years to build up for an uncertainty of a life on the road. Where are you going to live? Who pays your rent? What for what? What are they promising?
Right.
40% of what?
Is this why you think younger drivers do it? Because the opportunity just outweighs the logistics?
Well, I think it's, obviously, had Justin gotten these offers 10 years ago, which he wasn't ready for, but had he got them 10 years ago, his life would be different. Yeah, your life changes as you get older. He's 31 now. It's time to put money in the bank.
Right.
It's not time to sleep under Macri's trailer with Spike and think you're gonna go out there in the 25 car. Okay, let's think about the 25 car. I don't know anything about it. You think you get a top 5 outlaw shows?
I think the 25 is just as good, if not better, than the 39M.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It got freaking Pursley a freaking Husitz win right out of the gate. I mean, if Pursley can do it, Jason Pursley won Husitz.
Husitz is a joke. I mean, anybody starts in the front row wins.
Well,
it probably went on the front row.
It put Hickle in the Nationals mid-pack.
Yeah, and Aaron Crocker made a couple, and Hannigan. Yeah, anybody can fluke into the Nationals. I'm talking consistency. What I'm talking about is consistency over a group of races. You can always pick out one performance here, one performance there, but if you look at the body of work that Sanders did in the 39, maybe I should write these results down and come on the show and explain race by race the consistency he showed with the speed with the best in the country. That's different than getting a one lucky win here or one lucky win there. Anybody, it doesn't mean much. It's the consistency to do it night in and night out that Gravel and Larson and the pros have. The 25 car, has it ever won a weekly Knoxville show? One
so.
time? Okay, so what's its biggest accomplishment? A UCITS win?
Yeah, but well, when it's running and going, it's always up front with High Limit and Outlaws. It's a good car.
Up front. The 25's up front.
I would say top 10 is up front. It's been in the top 5 a few times.
No, has it a top 10? Who? Okay, you want to look it up? Where's the 25 top 10 in Outlaw show? One time.
McHugh is good in it. I think it got, let's see. I don't know where to look for it, but well, the problem is it's had so many drivers, and that's also a, alarming thing.
Well, I'm not here to put it down. I'm just saying it's, I mean, I don't know the people. I mean, you get calls, you don't know the people. They promise you something. You're gonna upset your whole multiple businesses.
The roundup scenario is that Justin is in a point in his life where the national racing career is basically done. You're saying it's off the table. Then what has to happen?
You have to get the right opportunity. If Brad Sweet, Casey Kane calls. If Kevin Swindell decides to run the whole Outlaw Tour and he's bankrolled, if the CJB team, I mean, if something, I have fielded some calls from car owners because they call me for some reason to represent Justin, and they're pretty big names. And I told them that this Demo Mitri has spent a lot of money. He's backed Justin 100%. And Justin, you can't call Justin in February. They've already have their year set out, and he's got to be loyal to the guy who stepped in and helped him when he needed it. And they're building. He's finally getting the Mitri team where he wants it. It's taken him years to get the right equipment and the right motors, and because Demo's new to the sport, and he's finally sorted this out. But if someone was to call like now and say, "Hey, in 2026, I'm going to do that. We're getting Tyler Swank and we're going to run this team here." And I mean, if someone believed in him that much and things were planned out by people who have proven themselves in the sport, yeah, anything could happen, but it seems unrealistic that it could happen. But
yeah, because you have to go out there and perform nationally first. Maybe if he would have shocked the world at 39M, you might have got that, but.
Yeah, but that's, yeah. If he'd have went out and won every outlaw race at 39M, yeah, it'd be different. But
or
that's not the real world.
I think 1-1 would have been
yeah,
suffice.
but he could have got lucky. He didn't get lucky. He could have got lucky. He could have got the invert right. The track could have been right. And he could have got the one win, and maybe the whole perception's changed. I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Are you saying if you run 20 races and you get one win and 8 top 10s, that's more impressive than no wins and 17 top 10s? What
for the reactionary field of the world? Yeah, they want to see wins.
Okay,
these car owners they're all Dennis Ross. And
that's why Dennis Ross seems to struggle and not really win titles, because he doesn't understand how you pick who you pick to be a champion. Didn't Dennis Ross fire Gravel?
Think so, yeah.
Okay, so what does he know?
I'm just saying that's how a lot of people react. That's how people with money react.
I'm saying they're wrong. He's the same guy who didn't sign the Beatles.
Right.
Guitar bands are on the way out. Okay. Could I do any better? I don't know. How does it all work? How do you build a winner? There's dozens and dozens of car owners throughout the country who are spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and apparently I'm thinking they're trying to win the races, and that most of them do not really win on a consistent basis. I'm talking about like a winning team, not we won 1 out of 50. That's not winning.
Well, but most winning teams have that consistency with the drivers, so they're not looking for one.
That's what I'm saying. The opportunities are few and far between. So, you're asking me what would it take, and I explained what I thought it would take. But okay. I can't speak for him. It's just when we have these conversations, this is what I tell him. I wouldn't be. Go on the road. Do what? With who? I mean, the 39M was great. I don't know what I'll do in the future. If I'd put a car out there to run high limit stuff and hitting this stuff and he'd stay with team, we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, I'd say I'd never run California. This whole thing's a joke. I wouldn't do it. But what I might do in the future, we don't know.
So there's no chance for like a car owner to come out and say, let's swing Eldora through Knoxville. That's a big no.
Well, he's already committed to demo. You can't,
Right.
He's not going to, you can't say I'm married, but I'll sleep with you for a month to see how it works out.
Yeah. Well, I was just seeing. There's no Justin on
But
the
if somebody-
national scene
but-
this year.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't know. He's not, the national scene doesn't mean anything if you get your ass kicked. I don't know what glory there is in being JJ Hickle. We love JJ. Justin knows him. I've met him. He's a great guy, but what's his finances? Get him on the show.
Yeah,
Ask
but
him-
JJ Hickle isn't in the same caliber as Sanders. That's not a fair comparison.
Well, what about Caleb? But I'm not saying he is. I'm saying what is out there for them? What life are they leading? What's Caleb Henry? What is going on? Like, where does he live? How much money is, it all comes down to business. Everything comes down to money in America. It all comes down to business, and business decisions are being made. It's not what you'd
Right.
like to do or hope to do or want to do. It's business.
Even if you
And
got
if
a
a
sweet
business
deal and you're
opportunity-
getting 60%, I mean, what's that mean when you're getting 3,200 for fourth?
That's right. When Justin can rebuild shocks all week and do vinyl graphics all week and run two cars on the same night and
Right.
win both races
Right.
and get 50% of winning both races plus a salary, plus you built shocks all week, plus you did vinyl graphics all week and you stayed home all week.
Right.
How much money are you pulling in
yeah,
a week?
It's more about merchandise sales out here on the road life. It's the bigger payday.
I mean, if Justin has, weeks where he pulls, $5, $6, $7 locally, he's going to go on the road. And what would he have to do to get that?
Well, and there's a strong West Coast swing this year. I mean, I might do it. I don't know if I will. Probably won't. It's too much, but
Well, you're bringing up a good point. That's what
it's
I
a
say.
strong West Coast
The
swing
Gold
there for
Cup-
2 months. 2 months straight, you are racing
Gold
for
Cup-
big money.
The Gold Cup's $100,000. These races are big money. Justin has finally got cars that he likes. He changed over to the KPCs. He bought some of Corey Dave's stuff. He's happy with the cars. They finally got the motor situation straightened out. That's been a struggle. He's got everything like he wants it. So this is his best crack. And you got weeks of high limits. You got weeks of outlaws.
Yeah. 83K
And-
at Tulare, 100K at Super Dirt Cup, I guess now, So.
That's right. I mean, last year Justin pulled in almost $200,000. I think he pulled in way over $200,000. He pulled in $190,000 in 410 racing. That's not counting. He races more 360s.
Right. So, I mean,
So,
the week after Knoxville till first week of September. So basically a solid month and a half, you're going to be racing for big national style money too. So.
And he's his own mechanic. He puts everything together. He makes all the decisions. He's putting his time in for those 2 months. Of course, he's got the Dirt Cup this week. So, he's busy. These things have been planned out. He's meticulous in what he does. He takes it serious. He wants to win. So for someone to call him and say, hey, you want to do, I mean, what are you talking about? I'm busy over here.
They're trying to make the West Coast a PA, but they just don't have the fan base to sustain that, so.
No, but we don't know what the future. I mean, like I said, I've had PA car owners call me and wonder about his availability, and I said, it's just not in the cards. It doesn't mean it won't be in the future. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. If Demo Mitri gets out of the sport at the end of the year, everything changes. It all changes, Chaz.
Right.
So for this year, I know what it's going to be.
Right.
For next year, it could all be a different scenario, but he's doing well. This year's, I know he's not happy with running 3 seconds in the third, 5 races. He's on a 5 race. He's on a 5 race losing streak. It's embarrassing.
Right.
3 seconds in the third and 5 races is embarrassing. It's not well. I know how he is. So we'll see how the Dirt Cup goes, and then I don't know. Well, I don't want to speak for him, although I sometimes do.
All right. Well, we went an hour over our last question, but
I just tell him make the money and try not to get hurt. That's what I tell him.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I didn't even look at. Are people still hanging in there?
Yeah, 132.
Okay, that's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spike is talking about Scotty Field. I've watched Scott. I've never been impressed by Scotty Field.
No, he's just being a homer.
Okay. Caleb Henry wants to be a top sprint car driver. He puts everything into it. Someone says, don't shit on him. I
He's
don't
talking
think I
about
did
the
I?
business element. They're just getting offended because they're sprint car fans.
Yeah, I know Caleb. I know his dad. I know him. They're great. They're great people. I wish him the best. I know he works construction. He's a worker. He's been around 10 years. I don't know what Caleb Henry believes is out there for him. He's in the 101. He's done pretty good. Did he run the Ohio Speed Week in the 101? I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, he did.
Did he top 5 some of them?
I guess we could look up points real quick if they put him up. It is zero organization of that event, I thought, but
see, someone here says the 39M. Why didn't Justin win in it? I explained. He wasn't picking on Pennsylvania locals. He was running outlaw high limit combined fields and top 10ing almost every race.
Yeah, it's not the high limit of this year where they're split majorly.
Yeah, Justin was running in stacked fields. Why didn't he? See, look at that. Why didn't he win in it? Yeah, this guy's against me. People have their own agenda. Some people are not going to like me, in the, you know that. I wish Caleb Henry the best. How'd he do in the Speed Week? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's hard, and horrible organization on putting results and stuff.
Someone said he hurt his ankle at Wayne County, so he got injured?
It does not look like he's in the atomic results.
Caleb Henry's quick. Caleb Henry never won a King of the West race. I don't think he's ever top 5 at King of the West race. So to not win locally, then I'm going to take on the road. That's like a Joel Myers situation. That's confusing to me. What is Joel Myers doing on the road? What is that all about? Joel Myers is right here in Northern California. Why isn't Joel Myers running King of the West? He hasn't won a King of the West. Well, why is he on the road?
He is the New Zealand #1, Joe.
That's meaningless to me.
I know. I'm just saying.
What is Joel Myers doing out there? What are his results? How does he get in a car? What is he doing? And it's another guy we like. We're friends with him. Justin's good friends with him.
Joe Myers was another one that looked like a Corey Day back then, I mean, he came on hot there for a minute. Joe Myers.
Joe Myers? Well, he had a 4th place outlaw run up in Skagit or something 2 or 3 years ago, but that was it. It was one race. It's the consistency. I'm saying, to me, consistency is more important than a fluke win. Anybody can get a fluke win. How often are you in the top 10? What's your top 10 percentage? Every time Justin ran my car against the Outlaws and finished the race, he finished in the top 7, 6 for 6. It's consistency. That'll lead to wins. One fluky win, and Brock Zerfoss has 2 outlaw wins?
It's hard to compare Brock Zerfoss to anybody.
It's 2 outlaw wins. So this guy's more impressed with Brock Zerfoss's career. He won a Grove race. Didn't the Yellow come out and save him there? Didn't he win a race at the end of the year down in the World Finals or something?
Oh, no. Somebody just asked the fucking killer question. Oh, no. That's a good response.
What is it?
Do you think Sanders would run as well as Larson does in the 57? Oh, my God.
Well, I brought this up before.
People
Sanders
forget that he drove it.
He drove it. He won 5 of 11 races. And he was on the way to winning 6 out of 11, and Corey Day crashed him, and Paul Silva fired him. We had that video.
The click.
They blamed Justin for the wreck.
Yep.
We went through that. He won 5 of 11 for Paul Silva. And then he put Golubic in, and he went 0 for 10.
Yep.
So, and then they put Chase Randall in. He did nothing.
Right.
So what would Sanders do out on the 57? Well, he was 5 for 11 at home.
Right.
He could have easily been 6 for 11. Yeah, him and Paul are still friends. I don't know. There was the question early in the year when Kyle started to the high limit this year and he wasn't going to make all the races, would they put someone else in the other cars to get a charter? Wasn't there?
Oh, God. Somebody just asked the Silva in the click. Oh, my God. Do y'all not understand that the click is status vultures? That's all they want out there is to just be cool with the cool kids.
I don't think Silva's in any clique. I think Paul does his own thing.
Yeah, but the clique appeases Paul.
See, now this guy's criticizing Sanders. When was his last national win? Well, he doesn't run national races. I mean, he's running locally. How's he going to win a national race?
It will be an interesting swing with high limit and outlaw for 2 months. That will be a very interesting period of time. That's his judgment period.
That's right. He's twice. Once in my car, once last year, he finished second at the Gold Cup. Two seconds at the Gold Cup. And he finished third in my.
Oh, what happened there? I think maybe Joe's phone died.
We're back on?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Phone died?
Now this guy says, I love Sanders, but I don't think he's winning Knoxville in the 57. See how they just jumped to something?
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not winning Knoxville in the 57. You know, I'm saying he'll win Knoxville and lap the field. Does that sound unrealistic?
Right? Hey, man, I mean, if Shane Stewart can do it, anyone can, right?
He won the Knoxville Nationals?
No, but he drove through the field in the 57 the 1 year. He's really,
yeah,
well,
he
was
just kept
really
talking
good.
about winning it. Look at that. Who is this Tuck Damon 11? Who's this smartass?
I thought you would have been mad at the 007 guy.
Yeah, let's get this guy. Who is he? He's going to start mocking. He's going to mock Sanders and what he's done and what he's accomplished in his career, starting at the bottom. Because I don't think he'd win Knoxville. Who's this piece of shit? Why don't he come on the show? Tell me who he likes. Tell me who you think's better than Sanders. Let's bring him out here. I'll put him in a car.
Which one? Kicked. Which one did you? Who said that?
It's a fair question. I'm not trying to be rude. It's a fair question that he doesn't think Sanders will win the Knoxville Nationals. Did anybody claim he would?
Oh, okay.
That's a fair question. That's a fair question. He loves Sanders. I don't think he's winning Knoxville. I don't think Sanders would win the Indy 500 either. Who in California is getting custom-made chassis from dealers and who gets engines before other drivers? Well, Justin now has his cars built by Steve Kent, and it's custom. Okay. Someone asked me, what are my thoughts on the new tail tank idea? That's a good question. You had this tail tank guy on.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought about what he said. When I first started racing, we used to have a bracket inside the front of the tail tank that was inside the tank, and it had threaded bolts welded to a plate that bolted onto the chassis. That it was not going to come off. But I think his idea, I think you should go to I was interesting when he said the smaller tank doesn't have air to compress. I think they should run 40-gallon tanks, even if you're only going to put 25 gallons into it for that air. You should move the tank back about 6 inches so it's a little farther away from the driver.
Yeah, it used to be too.
Then have it a little farther back, a 40-inch tank. Then I think on the rear nerf, you should make the rear nerfs a little thicker. You should have the rear nerfs that have the basket and the side bracing. So there's a little more stoutness to the thing. And I think you should have the lines that the tank can break away from it, but the line, what do you call those disconnect kind of lines? And then you should have a tether on the tank. So in a violent wreck, the tank would maybe come loose from the car, but the fuel, the shutoff disconnects would shut off the fuel from flowing, and the tank can't fly into the stands because it'd have a tether on it. That's kind of what when the guy was talking, I was thinking in my head.
Right. Well, and they brought up the dry brake system, which is what they should be using.
And they should have a support plate under the tank that would stop the inboard brake from cutting through. There should be a built-in kind of plate there. I know there's a guy that builds a plate that covers the disc. That would almost serve the same purpose. But when Wolfgang's wreck happened, the problem was the fuel kept flowing, and there was a belly pan on the car, and they couldn't drag the car out of the fire because the fuel was flowing into the belly pan under Wolfgang, and he was knocked out. And of course, he had that plastic hub on the steering wheel. They couldn't get the steering wheel off, get him out. But after that wreck happened, they had a device they made us run where they had a pin, and you pulled it, and it shut off. It was like a shut-off valve, so the fuel couldn't keep running through the fuel line.
Right. You think they
and we
could
ran that
heat
for about a year,
sensor
and
that?
then there's so much they could do. I'm looking at my sprint car right now. You're right. The cockpit is so narrow. These things are so narrow. They have not changed this. They built the supports after, David Gravel's cage collapsed down at Volusia to make it a little safer. But they are so archaic in these. There's no. I hate to say it's a death machine, but it almost looks like it kind of is.
It should be a 94-inch car.
It's like. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's so claustrophobic. And I always complained about these wraparound seats and the left side being closed in. Like I would tell Justin, I don't like those safety bars, and I would cut my seat down. I always said, I'll take a broken shoulder over being trapped in there if there's a fire. I want to be able to get out.
Right. We're so lucky these cars ain't landed on top. We're so fucking lucky.
And you're right, with the wing folded over. Could you imagine? And
it's a barbecue.
Due to happen. It's due to happen.
If it happens to Kyle or David, then it'll all change. They'll stop the sport.
Yeah, but like the Hodnett death and the Jason Johnson death, as time goes on, these things are forgotten. The tracks are still unsafe. There's still openings everywhere. It's just a knee-jerk reaction.
Just fly off the track at fucking Salina, McFadden just.
Yeah, these are just knee-jerk. Or the high limit race where the car went through the fence and
the chicken wire. You gotta laugh at it. It's either laugh or cry.
Well, what about the race they had? Was it Red Valley or one of those where the car was stuck up on a post and they kept
River Cities
up there?
River Cities, yeah.
Yeah.
They cut the banking so that you can't jump to it anymore.
Well,
that's all.
What we saw tonight, we saw a push truck on the track and they just start the race, basically.
They say don't worry, Mike Andretta will fix it. I don't know who that is, but
yeah, he's the race director that's in Brent's back pocket. And these guys have, the calls they have made, the evil that lurks out there is just, wow. Mike Andretta, race director. Wow. I've seen some shady stuff. I get this. I'll tell you a story. I'll give you want one throwback story back when Joe was racing in the old days. I was in a heat race in San Jose. I was doing nothing. They take 4 out of the heat race. I was back there running 6th. It was a tough heat race. I know Brent was in it and Scott Ludorf was ahead of me and a whole bunch of good guys. But on a restart, this is true. Brent went off the track and I passed him. And that put me in 6th with 2 laps to go. Okay, they take 4. At this point, I'm not transferring. Okay, you're not going nowhere. Brent does a bonsai pass on me on the last corner, and I kind of go, what is that all about? It doesn't matter. 6th place don't matter. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying. This is true. Brent went and argued, and they took 6 cars out of the heat race. He said the start was unfair on the restart. They took 6 cars. Ludorf finished 5th. Brent was 6th. They took 6 cars out of the heat. That's true story. King of the West race, San Jose, about 1992 or 1990.
So they've been strong arming all these years?
They took 6 cars out here. Now here's a better one. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, the Dirt Cup. This is the anniversary of the Dirt Cup. Brent was leading the race late. There was a late race restart, and Jeff Swindell beat him in the 11 Payless car. So that was probably 87, maybe? 87, Jeff Swindell in the Payless car before he went on the Outlaw Tour in 88. The Cadies argued that the restart was unfair, and they got paid first place money. The Skagit track paid them first place money for running second. That's the strong arming. That's just 2 things that come off the top of my head. I mean, so that which I've seen for 35 years, those are just 2 incidents I bring up, lead me to what I see now and how it shades my views on what I'm seeing. Because I can see where someone sees the Netto wreck and goes, hey, Joe, that's 50-50, that's hard racing. I can see where you see that. But you don't have the depth of the backstory of the people and what I've seen for 30 years and how they operate. And that's why I'm on the show. I mean, that's what I think.
The weekly West Coast update.
Someone's asking about Scott Murray. I never raced against Scott Murray. I started at San Jose in 86, and I think he was gone. I think he'd went to Baylands. Someone says Jerry Miller. I ran against Jerry Miller was out there in 1988. I remember that in a maroon car. So and this is pretty good. I got some local people.
Well, it is midnight and 1 a.m. on the East Coast and Central Time, so I'm assuming those are the only people up watching.
Look at anybody know how hard it actually crashed? Now that is interesting. That was very late in the race at Baps Motor Speedway. And when you look at the video, they never showed us video of with the wreck. I never seen pictures of the wreck. I never seen videos of the Hodnett wreck. I was friends with Greg and Ryan and Mike Hefner. I don't know what caused the car to veer up the banking to that to happen, and that the always kind of bothered me. I don't know. Did something break, or maybe something came loose, and they don't want to kind of incriminate somebody? I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to Greg, but I'm telling you, Greg on the phone, not on the talk show, but me and him talking. Oh man, it was good stuff. Oh man, that's a show. That was a show. Greg he'll always be missed. He's a top flight person, top flight racer. We became friends after the winter heat, and we talk every couple months. I mean, we weren't buddies. I mean, Greg, every 3 or 4 months he'd call me, and it was always interesting, to say the least. He's a character. Did Joe ever go race CRA or SCRA? No, the only time Baylands had a non-wing race in 1988, and I took the wing off, and I ran one non-wing race in my career, and I finished 13th. I got lapped by Ron Schumann. He won the race. That's my non-wing career. One time, Baylands, 1988. Last I heard, Greg was the best. Yeah, Greg was. Don't commit about Hod's accident if you don't know. Well, I'm telling the guy I don't know. Why is this 007 guy? I said, I don't know what happened. And I didn't think it was appropriate to ask people if they didn't want to tell me. Someone said, any updates on Brad Furr? Well, he retired. I think his son raced micros, and that ended. So I don't know if Brad has any interest in racing. His father, Randy Furr, shows up at the races sometimes, but don't know about Brad. This is good. I'm looking at your message board.
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting you roll with it.
See if anybody. Joe's advice from the late '80s. Nobody thought since Joe, the breakaway lines are good, but the tank break from the car so away from the driver. Good. Let the tank break away from the car. Yeah, I think that's a good idea that the tank should leave the car, but I think you should have a tether on it so it doesn't go uncontrollably flying somewhere. I think it's easy to fix some of it. I mean, you know, it is racing. Things happen fast. Unpredictable things happen, but I think it could be made a lot better than it is. I see Corey Day going to the Skagit to cherry pick the cash. Broke Joe's thoughts. I would make Corey Day the odds-on favorite by far to win this thing.
Well, but he's saying he's cherry picking it.
I agree. Although he was there last year and Justin beat him, but I would say the Corey's the favorite. Zeb was closing on Justin late in the race. And then I would say Starks and Dom and Justin, I think it's a good field. I think Corey Day's the favorite. But I think Golubic will be there. I think he ran fourth. There's going to be 6 or 7 competitors who could be right there if Corey stumbles. So I would say Corey Day's the favorite. How do you not?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, here you go. Kinzer, Swindell, Wolfgang, Schatz. They're all better than you asked, but I do like Sanders. Okay, anybody else? Ton of great drivers that never won the Knoxville Nationals. Who in California is getting okay? It's Justin.
Are you at the new comments or the old ones?
It says Macri wins national races. Okay, Macri has what? He has 2 high limits. That's it.
You're at you need to scroll down, not up. There's way new ones.
Yeah. Oh, there's new ones. Brad was recently inducted to the Ocean Speedway Hall of Fame. Outback Andy, I don't even know if they have a Hall of Fame. Brad retired now as a restaurant equipment. I thought Brad, he comes from what car was Joe racing back in 1988? It was my own car, 121. I never drove for anybody. Okay, here's the story. I did get offered to drive a car. Jamie Hood in 1988 was on vacation, and Dan Alexson asked me to run the Jamie Hood car. I said, okay. He goes, we ran San Jose on Saturday. This is true. He said, okay, come to Watsonville on Friday night and hot lap it and put the seat in it. And if we feel comfortable, we'll go to San Jose. So we did that. It all went well. That same weekend, we're going to go to the Catings. Brent didn't have a 360. So he said, hey, Joe, can I borrow your 360 to run San Jose? Because you're going to be running Jamie Hood's car. And I was trying to sell the engine, so I wasn't really racing much that year because San Jose was changing their engines from 1988. They were going to go from 377s and start allowing 410s. So I said, hey, this motor's becoming obsolete. I don't want to run it much. I want to sell it because I need to get a 410 because that's what the track's now doing. So Brent put my motor in the car, and I was in Jamie Hood car. I went out and hot lapped the Jamie Hood car. It's all good. Brent hot lapped my car. He goes, Joe, the motor don't feel quite right. I think there's something not quite right in your motor. I said, okay. So Brent wound up getting in the 33 car, and he won the main event that night. I hot lapped the car that won. Does that count as a win?
Somebody said Chaz still crying about Corey Day. Nope, never did. But Outlaws got embarrassed. That's what happened. Brad was recently Calistoga done right, not coming back. I never liked Calistoga. Someone said you just played down national Macri's. I asked the question, what national wins does Macri have? Did he won 2 high limits? Those are national wins? Didn't he win something in PA? Oh, he has outlaw wins at his home track. Oh, you're talking about outside. The guy's confused. I'm not playing down. Well, but then he could say, what wins does Sanders have at his home tracks, So, I mean, that's... Yeah, but the Outlaws have barely been out here. That's true. When Sanders only ran 9 outlaw races in my car in 3 years because half of them would rain out and they quit coming here. So
So over 3 years, we got in 9 races. And we're in Pennsylvania, Macri probably gets 15 races a year against the Outlaws. So he has like 100 Outlaw starts to Justin's 15 in good equipment. I'm just saying. It's a different thing. And, another thing, too, is we run 360s most of the time. For Justin's whole career till recently, my car he ran like 6 or 7 410 races a year in top 7 to Outlaw races. We didn't run 410s every week. We ran 360s every week. So, I mean, you can go around in circles. I mean, Macri came up a rich kid. They got big money. He can go out and wipe out cars. He's got unlimited funds.
I mean, they say he learned how to drive the boards at Port Royal by going over them so many times, so.
I mean, it's a whole different situation. You're saying some rich kid with unlimited funds and daddy's money who's never had a job can go gas it up. And I'm not taking away he's a good driver locally. Is Macri going to win the Knoxville Nationals? He got in the Knoxville Nationals once his whole career last year. He finally made the main. Is he going to go win at Eldora? Does he run the million? Does he go to the World Finals? Does he top 5 it at the World Finals, Macri?
You don't know.
Well, he hasn't done much anything outside of Pennsylvania. Has he ever won an Ohio Speedway race?
He's got the thing he's got is the Ferrari to be able to do it. That's a big part of doing that.
No, he's got the peace of mind that he doesn't ever have to go out in the world and hold a job. His life is taken care of. He's going to get houses, cars, trust funds, millions of dollars. He never has to worry about his future. He's taken care of. He's a little baby that never left the nest. It's a whole different lifestyle.
Yeah.
When you never have to worry about money, that daddy's going to back you up.
Yeah.
That everything is given to you. Everything is given to you. When your dad dies, you inherit tens of millions of dollars. They'll act like that's not going to happen. Well, we don't come from that. We come from lower middle class people. Me and Justin. We're lower middle class. We're doing this without a net. There's no one here to help us. When my car gets destroyed by Shane Stewart, that represents 2 months of work to me that I have to go in my shop and get up at 5 a.m. to make. Nobody cares. And I'm not even crying. Broke Joe's not complaining to the guy in Temecula.
This 007 guy does not like you, Joe, or Justin, or your statements.
But you say he could win the Nationals. Am I saying that, Chaz?
I didn't hear that, but
yeah, this 007 guy. There's one in every
crowd.
Well,
I mean, it's just like when I say I think, I don't think Kyle Larson's the greatest. I just think he's one of the best. They don't want to hear that either.
No.
Then they turn that saying
No.
they turn me saying he's one of the best and I hate him and he sucks. So it's the same thing. He's doing the same thing.
I think Kyle is the best.
Yeah, but you're missing my point completely. So anyways.
No, I'm not missing your point. You're saying he's one of the best.
No, that's not my point at all. No, I'm saying what the 007 guy is doing to you is what people do to me when I say I think Kyle's one of the best, but somehow that turns into I think he sucks and he's horrible. Just like this guy is taking your, points about Sanders and stuff and saying that he's going to win the Nationals. It's exaggerating your statements and falsifying your prerogative.
Yeah, but see, this guy is some guy behind a keyboard. We don't know who he is. I put my name out there. Everyone knows who I am. This guy's just trying to get a rise out of me, and we'll play his little game, and he'll feel good about himself. So that's fine.
Right.
That's how the game's played.
When you get your own message and it says, when you get a message on the email and there ain't no title, what does it say? Nobody sent you a message. So it's a bunch of nobodies.
I do believe Kyle's the best, though. I mean, this guy's won the Daytona 400 endurance race. He's been a NASCAR champion. He's won the Chili Bowl. He's won Knoxville Nationals multiple times. I mean,
racing's opportunity based.
No, I mean, you can keep saying that. You can say you can, but he did it. I got to give credit to the guy who did it. If someone didn't get an opportunity, That's how life is. I mean, what am I going to do? If they say, I know a guy's better, but he didn't get out there. I mean,
that's why I can't. That's why I don't endorse the statement, because it's not
the whole
factual.
sport is not
it's
real.
not possible.
The whole
You're comparing
But the whole
when you say
sport-
Larson can jump in all these cars and do all these amazing things. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm simply saying he's the only one doing it. So you ain't comparing him to nobody.
No, but the whole basis of the sport is flawed because only 1% of 1% even gets a chance.
Well, and that's why I only
It's not like,
that's why I only like judging the dirt results.
but
It's at least
even
an
that,
evener playing field. Evener. It's not
yeah,
even.
but it's even because what? But Rico's dad can spend $500,000 a year, $1 million. How even is that to some guy who's 15 and his dad go to watch a sprint car race?
Or
and his dad
Macarita
makes $50,000
Sanders.
a year. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the sport's not fair. Nothing is fair.
Right.
But I can only judge what I've seen. I can only
You're-
judge what I've seen. I've seen.
But your
I'm saying it because-
Macarita Sanders argument is a microcosm of Larson to everybody else.
No,
But you say
because
no.
Kyle has done things. Kyle has done things in the car that I've never seen anybody else do. These cars are come on. He's won Knoxville twice. Who's done that?
No, there's plenty of people who've won Knoxville, so it's not impossible to do.
No, but I'm okay. Well, we can go around in circles.
Right.
I've
It's all
seen
shoulda,
Kyle
coulda,
win.
wouldas.
He's done it in dominating fashion in everything he's been in, and nobody's close. There's not an ex-Kyle Larson. Can Corey Day do it? We'll see. Can
It's
Buddy do it? We'll
opportunity
see.
based.
Could
Kofoid's not getting a
Bell
chance
have
because he
done
ain't
it?
going to
We
get
don't
the
know.
opportunity. Bell don't. Right. You could have had an honest debate on Kyle or Bell prior to the N-word and the opportunities that Larson has got since then that Bell has not. That's my point. It's all opportunity
yeah,
based.
but in the end, when we're ranking the drivers, we can't go with what could have happened.
Well, but
I'm
how
going
can
on what I
well,
saw.
back to the point? You can't compare what
We're gonna go
Larson's
in
doing
circles,
to
Chet.
anybody, though. No, it's period. It's period. Okay, so Larson did
But
all
that
these
was-
things in A, B, C, D, E car. No one else has even got to drive A, B, C, D, E car. How can you compare them? There's no comparison.
Well, when I talked to his dad about it, his dad said Kyle was born with an angel on his shoulder.
What father doesn't say that
Yep.
about their kid?
Everything Kyle has done has been a winner
Okay.
at a level that it's just unmatched. It's unmatched, Chaz. You can go around circle. I mean, Tom Brady happened to get on the Patriots with Belichick.
Yeah,
Okay,
but he had to
was he
throw the
lucky?
ball better than everybody else who could pick one up.
No, he didn't, but his defense had to hold up. Vinatieri had to make those kicks in the snow.
That's not a comparable scenario.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is. Different circumstances happen. I'm saying Larson's the greatest guy out there.
Okay. He is the greatest we've ever seen.
Did he have luck? When it happened, I told someone this is the biggest combination of luck, money, and talent mixed together I've ever seen. I've never seen such luck, such money, and such talent.
That's a compare. Yeah, that's a fair statement.
And somebody was, and at the time, someone was. We have people. We saw this from the beginning. I was here when he was young, and the question was, what goes up must come down. That it can't last. But fate was on his side. He won the K&N championship because a car crashed on the last lap.
Yeah.
He won the King of the West title because Jonathan Allard decided to travel that year and go to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Everything that needed to happen has always happened for Kyle. Now, I don't know what that is. I don't have an explanation for why. I saw it with my own eyes. I had never seen this. I don't know how to compare this. And
even in the
I wouldn't
N-word
be
stuff,
surprised.
even all of that was the luckiest
the
thing
N-word
ever happened.
That's right. That's right. The N-word helped him. How
Yeah.
do you live that life? I don't know. I don't know. I do think about it sometimes. I'm sitting in my shop, and I remember when Kyle was at Ocean and running the local shows on Friday night, and it never occurred to me. I'll send you a video of an interview of it after the race, Kyle and Brent and me and Gallaby. It never entered my mind at any point that this was something that, I mean, we were at Ocean. He was 16, 17, 18 on a Friday night in front of 1,000 people.
Who knew the guy who would have knew it would have been Joey Bats with that rookie wing that y'all have got signed hopefully by now. That's worth millions at an auction house. I'm just saying.
It's unthinkable to think that it happened for Kyle this way. I don't even know what to. I can't explain it. I don't have any answers of why it happened that way. I mean, he could have got hurt in that non-wing sprint car race at Eldura when he hit the wall and flipped upside down and got hit by another car. He could have got hurt right there. It didn't happen.
Right.
But I saw him get in a non-wing car at Calistoga and wheel it around like nobody's business. I saw him lap up to the top 10 at his second Gold Cup win in 2012. I've watched him, win 25. Well, how many cup races? I mean, I don't. What am I going to say? He's not the greatest. I'm going to come up with some reasoning like you do of what the opportunities could have happened and this could have happened and that guy could have done this. But the bottom line, he's the guy who did it. And I'm going to say he's the best I've ever seen. That's it. I don't have any other argument.
All right. Okay.
I mean, that's it. Kyle's the man. I don't know. I mean, that year he said the N-word and he ran sprint cars. Didn't he win like 42 races out of 80?
That was like 80% of wins. Yeah.
Who's matched that?
No one.
So they all have the same equipment. The sprint cars are pretty equal. So what am I going to say?
Can't say anything. Got in the late model. Won the late model first night out.
Yeah. So you're going to say Bell could have done it? Okay, maybe could have. I like Bell.
You never know. A lot of question marks.
But they're not question marks because time went on and he didn't do it. So it's over. I can't say a guy could have hit a home run if he'd have batted. I mean, what do you want me to say? He didn't do it. He didn't bat. Right.
Well, there's only one guy getting to bat all this stuff, and to say he's the only one that could do it when no one else is even getting to is still a fantasized base statement as well. To say that no one else could, to say that he can or did is one thing. To say that no one else could is another.
I'm not saying no one else could, but if no one else does, what do you want?
That's why I call it a fantasy-based statement.
Well, I'm saying he's the best. He's 10 times with Jeff Gordon. Okay, well.
Oh, well, yeah. Jeff Gordon was horrible compared to Kyle and these guys. I mean, Tony Stewart may have been close at one point, but as far as doing it, because he had the opportunities.
Yeah, Tony surprised me when he got into dirt. He actually won outlaw races. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it wasn't normal. And he almost won a late model race. He almost won the Dream.
Yeah, Tony, wow. Maybe Kyle will go into drag racing.
It's got to be pretty fun. Leah Pruitt DM'd me the other day. They thought I started. Well, I don't know if that's what she thought, but it seemed inquisitional that they thought I started the Eldora being sold rumor.
Yeah, but wait. Okay, one last thing here. Let's see. Last time I was on the show with Spike, didn't you put the video behind a pay window?
What are you talking about?
When Spike was sitting there on the show and I called in, and some friends of mine wanted to watch it, and they said we have to pay to be a member to watch that video.
I think I was mad at the time, but it shouldn't be that way anymore.
I'm just.
Oh no, it still is. It still is. That's awesome. I wonder if somebody joined to watch it.
I go. Is Chaz going to use me now that people have to pay to hear me?
I was thinking of making all these lives paid only. It's a hard
But
life out there.
But the dying man, you didn't make the dying man in Temecula as a pay-per-view.
Dying man Temecula.
I should keep track of some of these guys that call in. You get some real characters.
They are different. A few good ones.
All right. Okay. Well, I really thought I was going to be on a half hour.
Yeah, I thought. I told everybody we'd be done pretty quick. We'll start it early. Start at 8:00.
Okay. There any last minute? We keep saying the same thing. I think we wore out the 007 guy. Here he is. This is why we captured these guys.
Here he is.
007. We got Outback Andy. We'll say hi to Outback Andy. Outback Andy. What was your question? You met him.
He's in with the clique. Yeah, he plays the game.
Yeah, he used to come to Ocean back in the Kyle Larson days, and he would be like the infield reporter. I think him and Stephen Blake. I think he'd be in the booth. He would be doing the support classes. Outback Andy. He'd be announcing. Someone asked, am I going to Skagit? Chaz, answer that question.
No. Joe don't go into pits. They'll try to pull him behind the trailers.
No, I run a business, and the business comes first, and the business is usually 7 days a week, and I rarely go to races because of business. I'm 66 years old, and when I work, I'm tired, and I rest on the weekend, and I could sit and watch 4 or 5 races on Flow and Dirt Vision, and why would I drive for 2 hours to stand in the pits and pay $55 to get in to maybe get beat up?
All right.
Spike said he's seen the Little River Band. You know, Spike said his favorite song from the Little River Band is Lonesome Loser. Don't know what that means, but
that's probably his future theme song.
Spike is still hanging in.
He is.
Spike, you got any questions before I leave? Outback Andy Foster. Yeah, I like Andy. You did a little show with him. Someone wants my best West Coast conspiracy theory.
Oh no, this will be too long.
But
there isn't no. The thing is, it's hard to say any of them are conspiracy theories when they come with so much evidence. A conspiracy is something you can't prove. You're bringing all the proof every time you do it.
Well, let me think. What a conspiracy story? What is my best conspiracy story?
I guess it would have been it would have been probably last year, right? Hanford? The one where you said the cartel is bribing Peter Murphy to do whatever he tells them.
You know, I've heard some things about Peter Murphy lately that I like Peter Murphy. I think Peter Murphy's a good guy. And I think people have put him in uncomfortable situations. So I don't really want to put any more blame on Peter.
That's what they do. That's how they do it. That's how the cartels work.
I'm pro Peter Murphy, although I called him out when he decided the dash didn't count. Think about this now. The cartel at one race, we ran the dash and they said the dash doesn't count. And then last week at the King of the West, they ran a main event and basically said the points don't count. So this is escalating. What could be next? If Justin Sanders gets DQ'd for being light at the scales, what do you think might happen? Okay, here's another one. Here's a good one. Joe seems like a good guy, but a little bitter about the sprint car scene. See, I like to address this, and I've said this many times on your show. I'm not bitter. I'm just explaining what I've seen and what has happened to me. It comes off as negative because I'm holding up a mirror to how I was treated and how I see the lower tier racer treated, and he's treated badly. I don't know if it's like this everywhere. Outback Andy says he worked at Ocean a few times. The first was 2004. The sprint cars, I don't think, returned there to 2007. Daniel Simpson had a hand in that. Now, Danielle Simpson was Dan Simpson's daughter, and she saw Buddy Kofoid when he was 11, and she went to her dad and said, Dad, we ought to give this guy a chance in a sprint car. Dan Simpson gets a lot of credit for Buddy Kofoid's career. Now, sadly, I heard recently that Danielle Simpson passed away.
Somebody asked, why does the cartel hate Sanders so much? Isn't it because he kind of just ruined their little fun domination party at Ocean?
Listen. It all comes down to when there's people with tremendous wealth. The Selzies, don't let these people fool you of how much they struggle. These people have big-time businesses. I think the Selzies have hundreds of employees. These are successful families, the Netto's Farms, the Tarletons, what they do. These people have tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. They go into racing for their ego. When some punk kid, Justin Sanders, goes out and buys a used car and puts it together and tows 10 miles to Watson with a used motor and starts beating them, this creates a tremendous riff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This creates a tremendous riff. And that Justin will not back down, and he tries to race clean and he tries to race fair. And these people, they have crashed him many times. They crashed my car. This ain't the first time Netto has wheeled Justin. This isn't like a one-off that, hey, there was a hole there and Netto went for it. This Netto has crashed Justin at Ocean and got out of the car and purposely said, I did that on purpose. This has happened. This is the backstory. And the animosity, and of course, Justin just teamed with me for a few years. That didn't help anything because I got him to win 410 races. He won, it's similar to Paul Silva. We won 5 of the 11 local races we ran. We won 3 King of the West in a row. Who's doing that? What local team's doing that?
Yeah, Penland just asked, why wouldn't they just hire him to drive then? Well, that's not the point. That's not what they're upset about. They're not about trying to win. They're trying to pump their kids up.
No, that is an interesting question. Boy, that's a good question. I'm glad I'm still on the air. This is a good one. This is something, this is what, me and Josh talk about. These things have happened. The Tarleton car for a King of the West season put in Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell ran the Tarleton car for a whole King of the West. Ryan Burnell's never won a 410 wing race. I think he has 2 winged wins in his whole life in a 360. 2 wins. Justin has 150 wins. This guy has 2 wins. But Golobic was in it, so they put Burnell, his buddy, in it. And I might be speaking out of school here, but this is why people want to listen to me on the Chaz show. Drew Warner and Justin,
which is Ricky Warner's kid, for the record. That's
right. Drew Warner's crew chief in the Tarleton car. And Justin, I don't know, I get in trouble for saying this, but Drew has wanted Justin in the car, and Justin would have drove it. But Tommy Tarleton, he owns it. It didn't happen. But Drew and Justin would have did it. Could you imagine? This is what we talk about. Could you imagine if 5 years ago that the Tarletons would have went full bore behind Justin Sanders with Drew Warner wrenching that car, what this thing could have done at this point? Could you imagine that? I mean,
they don't want somebody in that car that's better than the kids.
Yeah, but they put in Ryan Burnell. They put in Golobic for a year. I think Kyle Hurst. Well, I can't speak for them. I can only tell you how it could have happened. When we ran, here's another story. When we, God, it's going to go on till midnight. But when we ran, the first year Justin ran in my car, 2017, we went to the Gold Cup, and first 2 outlaw races, we ran 5th and 2nd. The next week we went to Calistoga. We didn't run. I mean, I only ran 10 races a year. And, Calistoga's not a place we were going to do any good, so we didn't race. But we went to the race, and we got to talk to Dennis Roth. So me and Justin are talking to Dennis Roth. And, it was a good conversation. It went on for like 20 minutes. Dennis and Teresa, they're sitting in their car, and me and Justin are talking to him, and he's congratulating us on how we did, and we just shoot the breeze. And he's saying, hey, Justin, I'd like you to drive my car one day. And, Justin gives him his phone number, and I walk away. And for the next hour, I'm going, I cannot believe this. We talked to Dennis Roth. I mean, he might put Justin. Never called him. Never called him. False promise. I was there. That happened.
Do you think it's
This
just
is
to fuck
the
with
kind
the
of thing-
confidence? That's a mental warfare.
I can't speak for him. I can only tell you what it was from my end. I can only tell you. I mean, it was. I've met 3 people in the sport that I really couldn't believe I was meeting, really. In a sense, like they were just like legendary people to me that I got to talk to for 20 minutes, maybe, each one of them. And one was Dennis Roth. The other was Donnie's father, Danny. I got to talk to Danny Schatz at the Gold Cup in 2019. And like the gap of what that man had accomplished in his lifetime compared to what I've done, I go, I'm nothing compared to this guy. This guy, I mean, he's Donnie Schatz's dad. They've won Knoxville 10 times. They have businesses that, are multi-million. I'm just a guy pulling a squeegee. I go, I can't even comprehend that we're like talking. It's hard for me to not separate. When I'm talking to him, I'm going, this is just wild. And the third guy was, I got to meet Doug Wolfgang, and I talked to Doug, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could believe it, but it was just, I don't know. It's left me kind of speechless in a sense. I go, I don't know how it happened. Joe, what driver do you or did you
I was
despise?
hoping you wouldn't see that one. Why would y'all put that question up there? We were going to get off here soon, but
this is a good question. I don't know who these people are. This name isn't familiar. What driver? What driver do I despise? The trouble with that question is,
there's a lot of trouble with that question.
Yeah, for me personally, the trouble is, when you're a fan and you watch the drivers, you have a, you're just a fan and you like kind of the way they race or the way the car looks. But the trouble with me is I know the people personally.
Right. That's what yeah. It's different from being in the crowd and then being behind the scenes.
That's right. I know a lot of people personally, and I know how they live their life with their morals.
Are you a big Tyler Courtney fan?
The Tyler Courtney
story. God. Did I? What did I do?
It's a very.
It's bad.
There's a saying, all's fair in love and war.
Yeah. Somebody left the war part out.
When you start dealing with women, it's every man for himself, and everyone can make their own rules on how they behave. And I got an argument with a friend of mine. I don't think we talked since about guys who cheat on their wives and is it immoral? And I said, it's none of my business. You can do whatever you want to do. And I don't know the inner workings of relationships, what people are doing. And if Tyler Courtney is out there, this is what I'll say. If he's out there being honest and upfront with people, then I don't know. I don't see what's wrong with it. I don't know what he's doing. We do whatever you want to do.
Well, women, in his defense, he's probably the more popular of the story. There's a lot of guys he's doing just as bad. You just don't hear about it, or a lot of guys want to do what he's doing and can't. So
yeah. I think, are people just jealous? See, a lot of
no, they hear the close relationships. The Parker Price Miller deal wasn't great.
No. But let's get to that relationship. Okay. The girl
is the enabler.
Just responsible.
Yeah.
The girl's just as responsible. I mean, why would Parker Price be mad at Courtney? Why not be just dump the girl? What is? the girl, you know, I'm not
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I've
I don't
always
know
said
what-
to my friends, like, if I got a girlfriend and she wants to fuck you, fuck her. Just tell me. You know, it's her fault. She's supposed to love me, not you.
So yeah, with Courtney, but the guy, just back to the original question of the drivers I despise. I think I despise how some people run their lives and how they treat other people, and that and how I see it. You know, or
Well, then
know,
in
it
that
basically
aspect,
how
the
you
only
treat-
people you could judge are the ones you know personally in a negative
That's right.
way, because there's some guys, you know, you may like, but you just don't know them personally, so you can't really make that judgment.
well, yeah, so there's people I despise. So I can only despise people I know and dealt with and seen what they do personally, interactions. So there's a lot of immoral activity out there that I don't like. I've seen stealing. I've seen lying. So those it's not just drivers. It could be owners and crew guys and
Jeremy Elliott.
not Jeremy's. I talked to Jeremy for the first time in about 10 months.
I know, I forced that, but keep going.
So no, I despise. That's not just. But when he says despise drivers, it almost implies the way they drive. I don't.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
Some
but
drivers
how
are
a
bad,
driver
some drivers
drives
are
does
good.
kind of tell their personality.
Oh yeah. You see their weaknesses. I don't like that I'm totally disagreeing on you claiming his buddy is soft thing. I'm not sure what you're picking one race and a couple corners that you thought he should have drove into somebody, and so you're tainting the whole water, buddy.
I just saw him. I saw his on track be riled by off track. So that's what it saw like to me,
Okay,
or
well,
seemed like to me.
You know, Buddy's a young guy, and he's going through the growing pains of being a young man out there in the world and getting into situations that are maybe new to him. And it's like I said, Buddy took on a lot. Buddy left home at 16 to go racing. Buddy didn't have a babysitter. He's been on his
Well, I
own.
also think that's why he's potentially soft, because he don't come from money, so you
he's
have
not
to mind
soft.
your P's
He's
and
not-
Q's. You have to mind your P's and Q's and respect everybody and listen to what everybody says, or they'll take your opportunities away. You don't want to make anybody mad, or you'll lose your chances. Yeah, that's soft.
Yeah, because he has no. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't think his driving is soft. I think in the end, you know, when Buddy was, let me see, 16, 17.
Hold on, we're still back on despise. You're deflecting now because you don't want to say somebody's name.
No. I said I don't. He's saying despise drivers unless I know him personally and I know
who
some of the dirty
personally do
dealings
you
they
not
did.
like that's a driver?
Well, I'm not going to mention names because there. You know, I know guys who've cheated on their wives. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I
but you
despise
said that don't matter. You said they do what they do. It's a business, you know. But
Yeah.
also
maybe
give
I'm
them the
flip-flopping.
Tyler
You
Courtney
call-
pass. You don't
but
step
he's
on
not
your own
married.
toes.
Tyler's not married. He's not married. He's a single guy. He can do what he wants. I don't know if he's. You know, it's a free for all out there. You get what you can get.
Okay.
It's
Well, then
it's
who
dog
do you
eat
not
dog,
like?
baby. It's America. I'm not going to mention names because they've done things that I think are immoral, and I'm not going to start mentioning names off here because I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing it.
And you got to
There's
have
nothing for
proof
me to
too.
gain by it.
Got to have proof. It can't just be
Yeah.
a witness.
How about this? Okay, I'll tell you another. You want another story? I'll give you a story. People can piece this together, maybe. Outback Andy can piece this together. There was a time where I pitched in to help a memorial race at a local track in honor of a friend of mine who was on my crew and passed away. Okay, with me?
No, I already know what you're
So
talking
I would
about.
add money. What?
I already know what you're talking about. You've already.
Okay, I'm not saying no names. I'm just generalizing the story. This is true. I would give money to the purse, and I would pay somewhere around give $3 extra $1,000 to a purse through the top 6. I would pay the top 6 like an extra $3,000, not each, but total. So I'd have the money divvied up, and the top 6, you know, I knew, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'd hand out the envelopes. Okay, fine. And then one year I said, okay, I'm going to give $4,000 to the purse, but I want to spread it out through all 20 cars. I want all 20 cars to get extra money, the whole purse. Okay, so now it makes it more complicated for me because I can't run through the pits with envelopes. I don't know who came in 17th or 13th. It's more than I can handle to hand out envelopes to 20 drivers. I mean, the logistics of it was ridiculous. So I went to the promoter and I said, here's $4,000. Here's how I want to spread it through the purse. Okay, fine. Problem solved. 3 days later, I had 2 different car owners call me. And they said, how much money did you put in the purse? I said, $4,000. They go, well, we looked at our normal purse and there's not $4,000 added to it. I go, well, what do you mean? And we ran down the math. And the promoter skimmed off 20% and put it in his pocket. It didn't go to the driver. So I quit giving money to drivers because the promoter skimmed money off me. Now, that I despise a promoter that did that. I'd say that is stealing. I don't know. What do you call that, Chaz?
I don't know. I know over there y'all got issues like 8 cars at Ocean, right?
Sure. But I'm saying that type of act is why we're down in car counts, because I found out other people, I told the story to other people who knew friends that were going to put money in purses, and they found out the promoter takes money off the top, and they said, forget it. So this attitude towards people like me, that's what I despise. I go, wow, look at that. Someone pocketed $800. Did they report that to the IRS? Is this, what am I involved in here? What is this? That's why I don't run a car. That's why the car counts are dropping. This type of treatment is, this gets back to when you're in the inner workings of it like I was, and you start dealing with the people, and you buy engines. Me and Justin have both been burned buying engines, and they told us it was this, and we paid upwards of $20,000 for what they said it was, and then its motor didn't run right. And I had the motors taken apart, and there were parts in there with other people's names on it, other than the guy who sold it to me, and he said it was his. Unscrupulous dealings. You know, that's what I despise. That's what I know. And people say I'm a bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm just telling you what happened. It's what happened to me.
Right.
Whether it was Dennis Roth saying he's going to call and he doesn't call. Okay. Do I call him a liar? Or is that just, no, he didn't call. Am I being bitter by saying that? I don't know. I mean, if I tell someone I'm going to call, I call. The first time Justin ran my car, the very first time he ran my car, he went to the 2015 Trophy Cup and he junked all his stuff. Stuff is junk. There was one Civil War race left. I had a 360 car here that I just ran with Andy Forsberg and Evan Suggs. My 360 car was running great. I said, there was a point battle 2015 November at Stockton between Forsberg, Golubic, and Justin. They were all within 10 points. I said, Justin, get in my car. Let's go win the title. This car can win the title. I go, perfect. We go out there. All the Sanders is there. The mom, the dad, the brothers, the friends, the uncles, everyone's there. Justin's in the 121. We're going to win the title. Car goes 2 hot laps. The oil line collapses, scavenges the motor from oil. The motor blows up. 2 hot laps. 2 hot laps. They're all looking at me. What do you think I thought? I let all these people down. I felt bad. I said to Justin, I'll make it up to you. Someday I'll make it up to you. It was 11 months later. 11 months I put him in my 410. Then I ran the winter heat with Greg. I had the 410 motor. I had to get all the debt of running the winter heat. I put the 410 motor in my car. Justin went out and won his first King of the West race. 11 months. I held my promise to him. I said, I'll make it up to you. Took 11 months, but when I said something to somebody that night, we were all brokenhearted, and I looked like a chump with 2 laps blowing up. That's how that's how I did it. That's how I am. I'm not going to lie to somebody. I'm not going to promise something and not do it. So I don't know. What do I despise? The people who've said things and promised things and not delivered.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a driver. It could be a promoter. Could be a fan. Could be a customer of mine. Could be anybody. It's an evil world out there. It's a jungle out there. It's hard to survive. You gotta, troubles everywhere. That's okay. I'm ready for it. There you go.
All right.
007, I have one last question. 007, I'm signing off.
He said,
Chaz,
I look like I'm about
gonna
to pass out. Yeah, well, it is 1 a.m. here,
Well,
but.
Okay, that's it. I want to
Might
go
as
to
well.
sleep. No more. Thank you, Joe 007.
The air compressor.
Okay, 007.
The air compressor comes on when?
No, the punch next door. Today it woke me up at 5:14. The punch.
Yeah.
Okay, if I see any shady dealings, no matter who it affects, it doesn't have to be Sanders. I'm hoping it doesn't Sanders. I would hope that they would screw Corey Day out of the win and Justin would win. I'm hoping for that. And if it happens, I'll call it out. If Cole Macedo gets a bad call and Justin gets a fluke win, I'll call it out. It happened at Merced. I pointed out in the videos. Dom got a bad call when Justin debuted in the 57 car, and Dom passed Justin, and they went a couple laps, and the yellow came out, and they give Justin spot back. It was totally bogus. Dom called out the KWS for being a Little League operation. Dom was right. Justin got a gift win. I called that out. But Dom has never mentioned anything else, only when it affected him. If it doesn't affect Dom, he doesn't say anything. And the rumor I hear that Dom wants to run the King of the West one day. He wants to be the president, which I think would be good.
Okay.
So there you go. That's my update on the shenanigans. Spike Fast said Broke Joe saved the show. I can't believe to tune in unless Broke Joe is on. I feel the same way about Spike. And hopefully I don't have to be on and there's no more shenanigans and the best man wins. I want the best man to win fair and square. If Macedo beats Justin fair and square, I'll be the first to congratulate him. That's what I'll do. Of course, he has to beat him by more than 7 points now because they gifted him 7 points.
Yeah, Dink. Chaz working late, but nobody watches the Chaz. They watch Joe and Spike. So.
Okay. I'll say goodbye to Outback Andy. I want to once again hope that Angelique Bell is doing well and everything turns out okay with her. And let's see if Sanders can win that Dirt Cup for the second time. He's going to have his best motor and his best car, and Corey Day's the favorite. All right. That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for having me on, Chaz. Bye.
No problem. All right. Well, we'll get out of the way here. I think Spike is going to start his channel, and they're going to just do shows. We're doing our last show here on the Chaz, since when we have people on, you know, they only watch for those guys. We'll just quit. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bye.